Remodeling Company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 4-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Friday, January 17th. Our top story, monitoring dangerous cold soon for southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Erik Bilstad, planning to honor a Milwaukee legend.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and so far everything's looking good as far as volume is concerned, and incidents for that matter. But the road conditions, just be extra careful out there. Might be a little bit slick. Those roads started to melt a little bit yesterday, and then the temps went down overnight, so it might be a little bit slippery. We've got some partially covered roadways at this point as far as slipperiness. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy, windy, mild temperatures today up to a high of 44 degrees. Mostly cloudy, some isolated drizzle, maybe a flurry tonight with a low down to 19. Right now, Milwaukee at 26. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, enjoy this day because the coldest air of the season is set to move in late this weekend into early next week. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moores tells us what's in store for southeast Wisconsin, and we haven't felt it in several winters.
Low pressure system and cold front. It is lurking off to the north, and this one is going to pack a punch. The temperatures early on next week look cold, dangerously cold at that. Probably the coldest air that we've seen in several years here in southeast Wisconsin.
Have more with WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen. He'll join us live at 8:10. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 6:10.
Remembering Mr. Baseball, Milwaukee and the world, continuing to recall the life and legacy of Bob Uecker. Brewers principal owner Mark Attanasio says the team is in the early stages of planning a big celebration for Uecker.
We're going to do something at the stadium this summer, which Bob Jr. has okayed us to do a big celebration for Bob. We have other ideas that we would think about doing something like the Sealing Experience with things that we've put together for Bob.
Uecker passed away on Thursday at the age of 90. His family says he was battling cancer. No public announcement of a funeral for Uecker has been made yet.
Flowers, Brewers bats, handwritten messages, cans of Miller Lite quickly piling up at an impromptu memorial for Uecker outside American Family Field.
In a showing of solidarity, even amongst rivals, Brewers, Cubs, and baseball fans alike gathering outside American Family Field, offering tokens of appreciation at the foot of the statue honoring Mr. Baseball.
He was amazing for the city of Milwaukee.
Calvin's on winter holiday from Hofstra in New York and tells WTMJ Uecker has left a lasting impact on the next generation of baseball fans.
He's an icon for sure, and he'll be sorely missed.
At American Family Field, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Flowers and Brewers hats are one thing. The man who also shared the broadcast room is honoring him as well, taking us behind the scenes after Ueck's final game last October.
Never really wanted to say goodbye as he was signing off. He didn't know whether it was going to be for the last time ever.
That's Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering, who worked with Bob Uecker for a decade, 9 of those as his radio partner. He said the hardest part of Uecker's last time on air.
And the commercial break right before I was on the post-game show is when he walked out of the booth for the last time. And you just sit there and you go, is this the last time he's ever going to be in this booth? And the answer was yes.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
We'll have much more on Uke, of course, throughout the morning on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Other stories we're on top of this morning. A possible new light on the horizon for TikTok as the social media app enters what could be its final hours. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
The Supreme Court says a new court ruling will be announced today. An unusual Friday decision fueling speculation it could be related to TikTok's future. The app is set to be banned in the U.S. Sunday over national security concerns due to its Chinese parent company.
TikTok's CEO is set to attend President-elect Trump's inauguration Monday, and Trump's incoming national security advisor is saying the administration has plans to keep the platform from going dark.
The death toll in Southern California from those wildfires has now risen to 27.
Urban search and rescue teams from around the country continue to sift through the burned-out remains of homes on both the Eaton Fire in Altadena and the Palisades Fire. And now the medical examiner confirms a number of dead has risen again. Among those who have been identified, many have been elderly or disabled who were unable to get out as flames went racing through neighborhoods over a week ago. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up, inching closer to the start of a ceasefire, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:05.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Perfect day on the ice, huh, Pat? Ice auger, fishing rod, portable generator, and that genius pizza oven. Pepperoni's ready.
For frozen lakes, toasty crusts, and everything in between, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Like $60 off a Milwaukee Drill Driver Combo Kit. And select Nutrichomps dog chews, buy one, get one half price. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:07.
Israel now officially declaring it has signed a Gaza ceasefire brokered by the U.S. and regional partners. It offers a path to end the war and bring back nearly 100 hostages, including 7 Americans.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing Israel has officially agreed to the Gaza ceasefire deal. That after a day of last-minute disputes with Hamas were resolved with the help of the U.S. Netanyahu now convening his security cabinet, which is expected to vote and approve the ceasefire deal. His governing coalition expected to do the same. Netanyahu insisting the ceasefire will begin Sunday. We'll see 3 Israeli hostages released and Gazans rejoicing in the first quiet in over 15 months. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
A new round is underway in a Hollywood legal battle.
They had sizzling chemistry on screen.
That special connection you feel. That first kiss.
Off. Actor Justin Baldoni is now suing his It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively and her movie star husband Ryan Reynolds for alleged defamation and extortion. Baldoni is seeking at least $400 million in damages that include lost future income. He accuses the couple of hijacking hijacking the production and marketing of the movie, then manipulating media to smear him with false allegations of sexual harassment. Lively's lawyers call Baldoni's suit another chapter in the abuser playbook. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Filmmaker David Lynch passed away at the age of 78 on Thursday. He leaves behind a style so unique you can find Lynchian in the Oxford Dictionary.
With his critically acclaimed thrillers like Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, and Mulholland Drive, the Missoula Natives movies were known to examine mundane Americana with a dark surrealism. But his most influential contribution may have been when he turned to television, initially co-creating 2 seasons of the mystery drama Twin Peaks. Film critic and director Chip Hansen says without Twin Peaks, we may not have episodic programs like The X-Files or Stranger Things that brought dark mysteries to small-town settings.
That's ABC's Danny New reporting.
Weird. A lot of his stuff was just weird, and I'll that's a compliment. I'll give that a compliment.
But it hit that thirst for that type of stuff, and people weren't doing it like that.
Mulholland Drive. Give that movie a watch. Let me know what you think.
6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. So I was looking at some of the bushes that have overgrown on my property, and I love our yard, but I need dormant pruning. That's what takes place during the winter when it's safe to cut back things so you have healthier trees and bushes around your house. Check right now to see if you've got stuff scraping against the siding or needs to be cut back, and schedule it now. Design Build landscaping projects are a year-round topic. Landworks Wisconsin does it the right way every time. They help people achieve their outdoor dreams by creating beautiful landscapes. I love these guys. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check them out today.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
At 6:10, what's happening on the morning drive, Debbie?
Well, we're looking at a pretty good ride shaping up for the most part. However, we do have a broken down vehicle that's blocking the left lane on 794 westbound right at the ramp from Lincoln Memorial Drive. So just something to keep in mind as you're heading through there. Volume's relatively light, so you shouldn't see too much of a problem, but just keep your eyes open for that. Other than the light volume, we do have partially covered roadways around the area as far as the road conditions are concerned, so it might be a little bit slick, especially around Waukesha and Jefferson County, so just be careful. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mild temperatures, breezy with partly cloudy skies, pushing high temperatures into the mid-40s for this afternoon. Tonight, a cold front sweeps through, bringing the chance for a light sprinkle or flurry. Low temperatures in the teens. Highs on Saturday will be in the 20s in the morning, dropping into the teens in the afternoon. Very cold for Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the single digits. More single digits for Monday with wind chills in the morning close to 30 below. Same for Tuesday, high temperatures in the single digits with wind chills in the morning sitting close to 30 below. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 28 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
I'm tired of this guy.
You know what I mean? You heard a lot from Mr. Baseball today through Wisconsin's Morning News. We'll honor his life and play some of his greatest hits. Meanwhile, a lifeline for TikTok, and it could involve the U.S. Supreme Court. That is not the only path this morning for keeping the social media app alive in America.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
U.S. Supreme Court signaling it will issue an opinion on something today.
The Supreme Court says a new court ruling will be announced today. An unusual Friday decision fueling speculation it could be related to TikTok's future. The app is set to be banned in the U.S. Sunday over national security concerns due to its Chinese parent company.
It's ABC's Nicole D'Antonio reporting. Now, we don't know, however, if the high court decision that will be announced has anything to do with TikTok.
And if there is a decision, whether or not it's for or against a ban.
Correct. Though, as Nicole indicated,
likely.
Rare the court makes these types of announcements on short notice on a Friday. You would suppose if it is TikTok related, they could just not make an announcement.
Right.
And or what happens, happens.
Or
right?
It would uphold the ban. Unlikely that they would announce, that's unconstitutional.
The petition seeking to pause the impending ban on TikTok set to take effect on Sunday. It might not take that, however. There is another path
Now, the Biden and Trump administrations, who both supported the ban in the past, appear to be looking for ways to stop the shutdown. Biden's White House saying it won't enforce the ban.
President Biden and President-elect Trump as well suggesting they will not enforce the law when it takes effect Sunday.
I don't know what that means.
What does enforcement mean if you're the commander-in-chief?
Right. I don't know. And does TikTok pay attention?
Does it stay on the App Store then?
Yeah.
Is it getting updated then?
We kind of don't know what that means because we've been told by tech experts that the app simply won't update starting Sunday. Others suggested it will go dark in the U.S., that TikTok will somehow shut it off.
And TikTok lawyers even said they don't really know what's going to happen.
Feels like Y2K, right? If you're old enough to remember that.
Yes.
Like, well, we don't know if you'll be able to go to the cash machine.
May never see cash ever again.
Either way, these efforts to save the app at the 11th hour are ongoing.
Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Some current employees or candidates for jobs seems like they're just average at first glance, while others have exceptional potential and are just waiting to be discovered. Question is, how do you identify which ones are truly ready to excel? The LAK Group offers a huge range of employee assessments so that you'll have objective data that's backed by research to make hiring and development decisions. They even have culture assessments to uncover gaps and opportunities within your company. You can see all of these assessments at transformingcareers.com. LAK, discover your human advantage.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Whatever you do, don't forget .com.
Okay. All right.
That's good advice.
So we don't know yet how the Brewers will honor Mr. Baseball. Of course, Uke passing away at the age of 90 on Thursday. But Brewers owner Mark Attanasio says there will be something.
We're going to do something at the stadium this summer, which, Bob Jr. has okayed us to do a big celebration for Bob. We have other ideas. Would think about doing something like the Sea League experience with things that we've put together for Bob.
Yeah, you know how they have that Sea League experience where you can go in and learn about the former commissioner and Brewers owner, and then there's like that hologram of him that kind of standing there, and you see his office and all that.
Yeah.
Could do something similar to that. Attanasio was like, it can't just be a statue. Statues are great, but he says there's got to be something else more tangible. So
more interactive. You want to hear him.
Right, yes.
How can we hear him?
Right. As far as he passed away from lung cancer, he had it since early 2023. And you knew it wasn't right. You could tell just by the times he would take off, the times he wouldn't show up. And the Brewers were cool with that being how it was going to be. And Attanasio said it was he'd go to get treatment, then he'd come into the ball yard.
There were days he would go have radiation treatment, then come to the ballpark and broadcast the game. It's unbelievable.
Doing that at 90. Visited Uke before Thanksgiving. Attanasio said he did. He thought that they'd see him at spring training. Thought he'd be down there. Don't know if he was actually thinking he'd broadcast, but he was going to be down there, they thought. Would have turned 91 in just a matter of days.
A lot of sports tonight. Bucks host the Raptors in a 7 p.m. tip at Fiserv Forum UWM at Panther Arena tonight. 7 o'clock game against Youngstown State. Wisconsin women's basketball has the weekend off. They play next Monday after losing 80-69 to the Buckeyes in Madison Thursday night. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, It's Siding, and a whole lot more. Now, today's the day. Packers defensive coordinator, only 1 year on the job in Green Bay.
You know what? You just made my day.
And Jeff Hafley said to be interviewing for the head coaching job with the New York Jets. ESPN's Rob Domofsky reporting that his defensive line coach, Jason Rebrich, got fired yesterday. General Manager Brian Gutekunst did not mention that in his season-ending news conference, but did suggest the Packers need more out of that defensive front.
We didn't grow into that consistent front like we had hoped, but there were times where we showed it, so I know it's capable. I think we got the right guys. They're workers in there. I think they're all passionate about the game. They're unselfish team guys, so I expect us to get better there.
I expect us to get better there as well.
You want a fun story?
Yes.
Fun Uke story. So catcher Jonathan Lucroy was on Wisconsin's Midday News on Thursday.
Not saying boo, they're saying Luke.
Luke, yeah. So he talked about how the first time he ever went fishing with Uke on Lake Michigan.
I caught a lake trout. I was reeling up to the side of the boat. He hands me his net. I net it,
And when I did, I go to pull the fish in, the rubber handle on the end of the net falls off. And the net just immediately goes straight down, like it sinks. And Uke looks at me and just deadpan. He looks at me and he goes, "That was my grandfather's net." And I was young, and so I'm going like, "Oh my God." And he just started dying laughing at me. He goes, "I'm just messing with you." He goes, "I got 15 nets back at the marina or whatever."
I got 15 nets at the marina, buddy.
Brought that over from the old country. You always talk about his folks being from the old country.
Yes.
They're from the old country.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee with another happy family. Custom designing a new closet space with my friends Katie and Dan. Just saw them earlier this week. It can do a lot more than provide additional storage. Listen to this local mom. She has worked with Inspired Closets on a lot of things, including her daughter's room. Custom drawers, built-in jewelry box. They even got rid of her old dresser. And best of all, this is what she wrote. They took our daughter's small closet and turned it into a little girl's dream come true. This family was so impressed they have now done multiple projects with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Closet, pantry, garage even, any space in the house that needs to function better. It's one of those spots that gives you anxiety because it's always a mess. Stuff piles up there. Katie and Dan and their team, they will listen to your needs and they'll work with you to custom design solutions. Brighten your home and your family life. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. Now is the time to start a meaningful career as a caregiver. Make a real difference in people's lives. WisCaregiver.com gives you 2 great options for free. Train for the in-demand caregiver workforce as a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or become a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. All training is free. Plus, you can earn a $500 bonus. Learn more. Visit WisCaregiver.com.
As soon as I saw that fur ball walking in the lobby, I knew I was going to have a bad day today.
Oh, man, that was part of one of the funniest things we've ever heard on the radio.
First inning, July 4th, 2007.
I got bit by one, and I liked it, I might add.
All right, Debbie, give us the track.
So all this stuff out of context is just
Right?
even
Even
more
better.
hilarious.
What a blast that was!
See? All right. Well, we've got a good ride shaping up right now as far as volume is concerned. No major incidents up on the board except for the left lane blocked with a broken down vehicle on westbound 794, basically on the ramp to come onto the freeway from Lincoln Memorial Drive. So keep that in mind. The rest of the area, not looking too bad. Just watch along the lakefront and also into Waukesha and Jefferson counties. We've got some slippery conditions in certain areas. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mild one today. A high of 44 degrees and wind gusts of 30 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy. Could see a drizzle or a flurry tonight, a low of 19. Saturday, sunny, breezy with that temp dropping. So a high of 24, but it's going to be in the teens by later on in the day. Sunday, here we go. Partly cloudy, very cold. A high of 6 with wind chills of 20 below. Monday, 30 below wind chills. Tuesday, 30 below wind chills.
Did some angels this morning out in the snow to celebrate?
No snow, but just crazy cold. Right now, it's 28 at 6:22.
On this Friday morning, happening today, the U.S. Senate continues to review and fulfill its constitutional duty of advice and consent for President-elect Trump's nominees for certain positions that require Senate confirmation.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Among others, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. She is set to appear before the Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs. Some of Trump's nominations are more controversial than others. Thus, some of these hearings are more contentious than others.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes we have these confirmation hearings where you hear more from the senators than you do from the nominee?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Always I feel that way.
So I will share with you in a moment a Wisconsin nice exchange from this week. That's coming up. First, though, you want to do mean and nasty? Let's do
please.
mean and nasty.
Yeah.
Hearing for Pam Bondi, President-elect Trump's nominee for Attorney General. She is currently Attorney General in Florida. So she gets a heated exchange here with Democrat from California, Senator Adam Schiff, about the 2020 election.
Can you tell him that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? Can you say that? Do you have the independence to say that? Do you have the gravitas, the stature, the intestinal fortitude to say, Donald Trump, you lost the 2020 election? Can you tell us that here today?
Senator, what I can tell you is I will never play politics. You're trying to engage me in a gotcha. I won't do it.
I'm just asking you a simple question.
Won't play
if you can speak truth
with any ongoing
to power.
investigation,
So let me ask you another.
like you did leaking your colleague Devin Nunes's memo.
If you can't answer the question.
Okay, so she throws in a Nunes leak jab there, and it disintegrates from there. Accuses him of a gotcha question. He accuses her of not being able to answer a simple question.
Right,
There's a lot of that. Here's my question, yes or no. Well, what I can say, no, yes or no. no, yes or no. Right, and then you have that back and forth. So also this week, got personal with Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense, former Fox News host and combat veteran Pete Hegseth, questioned by Democrats over allegations of womanizing, sexual harassment, excessive drinking. Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat, Virginia.
Many of your work colleagues have said that you show up for work under the influence of alcohol or drunk. I know you've denied that, Senator. Those are all anonymous false claims, and the totality
They're not anonymous.
The letters on the record here.
They're not anonymous.
On the record,
We've seen.
Okay, you good with that there? Right?
Yep, okay.
They're not. Well, they weren't yet. They aren't. All right. That exchange actually prompted an eyebrow-raising defense, if you will, from Republican Senator Marquayne Mullen of Oklahoma. You pointed this out to me. You're like, you got to listen to this.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the Republican senator from Oklahoma.
The senator from Virginia starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have.
You have?
So they're hammered all the time?
You heard the laughter, too, in the chamber, kind of like, ooh, he's going there, right?
It's
Left,
funny,
right, Democrat, whatever.
It's
this
funny,
is a thing.
two reasons. One, it's eyebrow raising because A, he said it like, hey, no, senators are drunk. But two, he's almost using it as an excuse for why it's okay if this guy's drunk when he's on the
y'all are drunk in here, so, what's the difference? Right. Now, it wasn't all nasty, I promised. And in fact, some of the friendlier moments in these confirmation hearings, leave it to Wisconsin.
Of course.
Our guy, former Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy, is up for Secretary of Transportation. He's a Republican before the Senate Committee here on Commerce, Science, and Transportation. Member of that committee is Senator from Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin, Democrat.
It is my pleasure to introduce Sean Duffy as we consider his nomination to serve as the next Secretary of Transportation.
It is? It is your pleasure?
Really?
Democrat introducing Republican nominee for a job in the Trump administration, praised his work with her to get that bridge built between Superior and Duluth. Remember, President Biden was up there. I think he was on the Wisconsin side, right? When they opened that bridge.
That sounds
close to
right,
opening it.
yeah.
And Senator Baldwin was there, and he was praising this bipartisan work. And Senator Baldwin brought it up, said it took decades to get federal funding for it.
This type of bipartisan work for the American people is what I expect to see from Sean should he be confirmed. Our efforts show that when we work together, we get important things done. And we haven't always agreed, and I'm sure that will continue to be true.
We don't always agree on anything, but this guy's qualified for the job, Senator Baldwin indicated. Duffy, the nominee, equally cordial to his Democratic colleague. When asked about Buy America rules, for example, that favor American contractors and suppliers for infrastructure work like transportation.
I appreciate you and your work for Buy America. It's an issue that I share with you, and I think you've been a leader in the Congress on this issue, and I commend you for that. It matters for Wisconsin, but also matters for the country as a whole.
Was this hearing in a different country than those other two? Democrat, Republican, finding common ground, making nice and
Cats
offering
and dogs.
Living together. Mass hysteria, offering a fine example of bipartisanship in a place where it can be tough to come by on Capitol Hill. News about your money this morning. WTMJ, NX Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ all down yesterday. 43,153 for the Dow. The NASDAQ at 19,338 and the S&P 500 at 5937. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Now at Staples. Find hot deals on HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Whether you need to print invoices or eye-catching presentations, HP delivers with exceptional speed, reliability, and vibrant color. And with HP, replenishing ink is simple. Find HP ink cartridges in-store at Staples or subscribe to HP Instant Ink and never worry about running out. And right now with home and office hot deals at Staples, you can save up to $150 on select HP printers through February 1st.
Something amazing is happening in education. Students are inspired and engaged. That's because school districts consulted with CDW, who designed modern classroom solutions with pre-configured HP devices, making learning more accessible, secure, and immersive. Now when students study topics like elephants, it feels like elephants are there with them. HP and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/HPPSG.
By now you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The Supreme Court could rule today on whether the ban on TikTok in the United States can go into effect as scheduled on Sunday. Users like Jacob Savage in Tennessee say,
kind of surprised that they're finally maybe going to do it, but not too upset because I waste probably like 2 hours a day on TikTok, so I'll be able to get a lot more done.
But TikTok might not be going anywhere. A Biden administration official tells ABC the president has no plans to enforce a ban on his last day in office. President-elect Trump's incoming national security advisor said they have plans to keep it from going dark. Winds are subsiding in Southern California, but they're only expected to be a short reprieve from the devastating wildfires as winds could pick up again Monday. Fires blamed for 27 deaths. 18 people are still missing. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel's officially agreed to a ceasefire deal with Hamas that will take effect Sunday. This is ABC News.
And we've got some slippery conditions out there. You do want to be extra careful, especially along the lakefront and to the south near the airport. We've also got some areas around Waukesha County as well. It's a little bit slippery. No other incidents per se, other than a broken down vehicle blocking the left lane on westbound 794 on the ramp from Lincoln Memorial Drive. But for the most part, volume is light. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mild one today. High of 44 degrees. Break out the shorts. Partly cloudy skies. And tonight's low down to 19. Maybe some isolated drizzle or a flurry in there. Right now at 29 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, hope you like it because we're in for some of the coldest air of the season. Late this week and into early next week, Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore telling us wind chills will approach 30 below zero. Actual temperatures will struggle to hit double digits.
Single digits for highs Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We are talking those 3 days being the coldest. Wind chills near 15 below Sunday morning, close to 25 to 30 below zero for that wind chill. Monday and Tuesday, we'll likely see cold weather advisories being issued.
We'll get you the timing and all that when we talk live with meteorologist Craig Copleen at 8:10. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 6:40.
Pretty neat to see all of the flowers, the cards, the Miller Lite cans that are growing in that tribute by the Bob Uecker statue outside American Family Field.
Somebody left a whole sixer out there.
Hey, got to honor the great. Fans, young and old, have been heading to AmFam to pay their respects after the voice of the Brewers, Bob Uecker, passed away.
Under the gray skies outside of American Family Field, fans across generations gathering in somber reflection and leaving tokens of appreciation at the feet of the Bob Uecker statue outside the ballpark.
He could tell a joke at us, the drop of a hat.
He was amazing for the city of Milwaukee, and we'll never forget the 54 years of time that he spent with us.
For many, the reality of the loss of Uecker is still sinking in.
I'm really lost for words right here, but I'm glad that I can be here and pay my respects.
Outside American Family Field, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Fans, players, and former colleagues paying respect in the best way they know how.
Bob was really one of the guys down in the locker room.
One of the people who knew Bob best is his longtime Brewers radio network producer, Ken Sommerfeld.
He was truly, truly one of a kind, and he will be sorely, sorely missed, but greatly appreciated for the time that he was here, the time that he provided to Milwaukee.
He tells ESPN Milwaukee that he'll forever cherish the more than 3 decades the two spent together in the radio booth.
One of the first things he said, made some jokes and laughed, and then he said, you know what, we're going to work together. We're going to have a job to do, but we're going to have a lot of good times along the way.
Mike Spalding, WTMJ News.
A Wisconsin child has died from the flu. The state confirms the first pediatric death in Wisconsin associated with influenza. Department of Health Services recommending everyone over the age of 6 months to get vaccinated for flu and COVID-19 in order to avoid serious illness.
A Cudahy dad charged with multiple felonies after 4 of his 7 children were found to have cocaine in their systems could soon take a plea deal. Hearing on that later this month. Last May, 7 children between the ages of 2 months and 8 years old were tested for drugs after their mother called police saying her daughter was gasping for air and foaming at the mouth. The mother is doing 2 years in prison with 3 years of extended supervision.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:35. Coming up, a disintegration in space.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
The historic Fox and Hounds restaurant in Hubertus is hiring bussers, food expos, and food runners. Start next week. Parents, tell your kids, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Hey, business owners, are you looking to sell your business? I'm sure you have plenty of questions. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me for our latest Annex Wealth Management webinar. I'll be joined by Brandon Lehman and Brian Lamborn from Annex Wealth Management as we answer your questions. Who should you consult? And of course, when is the best time for you to sell your business? Sign up for this free webinar on Wednesday, January 29th. Text WEB to 855-616-1620 to sign up for the free webinar. Only here on WTMJ.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano.
John Mercure here.
Wait, does that car say Pella on the side? What's Gina Della doing here?
Sorry, I'm late.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Recognize my voice? Get used to it.
Talk all things Windows, business, and being a boss in more ways than one with Gina Della for Pella's very own show right here on WTMJ. Starting February 1st, tune into What's the Difference every Saturday morning at 6:30 or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
What a tease.
It's Christmas in January and a family fish fry Friday at the amazing Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. It is delicious and incredible value. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Mine Shaft is still decorated with holiday lights and Christmas decorations. Your kids and grandkids, they're going to love that. The Friday fish fry is all you can eat, just $7.99. What? That's crazy value. Kids' meals start at $3.99, and they can safely play in that world-class game room quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up your meal. It's perfect. Desserts are buy one, get one free. Try the hot homemade soup, so delicious on a cold January day. The family-owned Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh right near the EAA. Saturday, your steak dinner is under $20. The Sunday brunch feast is under $15. Enjoy your Friday all-you-can-eat $7.99 fish fry, serving from 11 a.m., so get there early. Call and reserve now, mineshaftrestaurant.com. It is the amazing Mine Shaft.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Coming up later this half hour, some of Bob Uecker's former partners in the booth break down the craft, just how good he was at calling a game. Do that later this morning.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, it started out well, but it didn't end very well. SpaceX is now investigating the loss of their spacecraft during a test flight on Thursday.
Just after 5:30 p.m., SpaceX launched the 7th test of its Starship rocket, which it hopes will one day carry people to the moon. even Mars. Minutes later, the spacecraft separated from the booster, which was able to successfully navigate back to the launch pad. But the company says about 8 minutes into the flight, a fire broke out and Starship exploded over Turks and Caicos.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert. Yeah, you can see the video. We have it on the live stream right now that you can find on YouTube and elsewhere. And boy, I would not want to see that in the sky. It looks dramatic. It actually
it's just
looks
raining down debris.
Eerily similar to the Columbia when that disintegrated over Texas. So what happened? CBS's Bill Harwood.
It appeared to break up right as it was reaching space. We don't yet know why. SpaceX promises an explanation after they look at the data, but they confirm the vehicle came apart for some reason.
You're going to have that. What did Musk tweet out? Something or post on X, something to the effect of, well, you know.
There's always an ebb and a flow.
Right, yeah. And so that's part of it. But that did create a dangerous situation for aircraft in the area, other things. So you can't be overly excited about your stuff blowing up.
No.
6:39 on Wisconsin's Morning News. New rules for getting a driver's license in Wisconsin. That's next.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. You know you're thinking about it. You're like, boy, how old is that roof anyway? It's probably time. I don't even know how much something like that costs. What should I do? Here's what you do. You go to Tri-County-Contracting.wi.com. They got the instant roof quote button right there on the front page. You click on it, put in your address, put in your name, and there you go. They'll send you the quote. Instant quote. They use the AI to do it. They handle it. They know it. They can give it to you, and then you call them, and you can go from there. Tri-County-Contracting.wi.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County-Contracting.wi.com.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
641, what's happening on the drive, Deb?
Well, we've got a crash on northbound 894 right about at National Avenue, just a little bit north of it, off on the right shoulder, so that's something to keep in mind. We've also got that broken down vehicle on the ramp from 794, actually onto 794 westbound from Lincoln Memorial Drive with that left lane block. So be careful with that. As far as volume is concerned, everything's pretty light. We do have some slippery conditions around the area that might be happening because the roads started to sweat yesterday with the warmer weather, and then the temps dropped overnight. So that's just the way that happens. So be careful. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mild temperatures, breezy with partly cloudy skies, pushing high temperatures into the mid-40s for this afternoon. Tonight, a cold front sweeps through, bringing the chance for a light sprinkle or flurry. Low temperatures in the teens. Highs on Saturday will be in the 20s in the morning, dropping into the teens in the afternoon. Very cold for Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the single digits. More single digits for Monday with wind chills in the morning close to 30 below. Same for Tuesday, high temperatures in the single digits with wind chills in the morning sitting close to 30 below. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Tyler's got us at 28 degrees.
You don't mess around with Tony Danza either. You tell Tony Danza, look, why are you the captain? Bang, he smokes you, man. Really? Yeah. I've known Tony a long time. former boxer, not much of a puncher, pretty good dancer. Here's a ball down low, and it's 2-1. Who's the boss? He is. Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's the back and forth. Not much of a dancer. Ball down low. Changes to how you get your driver's license in Wisconsin. Debbie's got a little bit more on this month's driver's ed.
If you'll remember, back in the midst of the COVID lockdown, the DMV changed up how people could get their driver licenses. Well, the process is back to the way it was before the pandemic. However, not everything is the same. What has changed is the reference material your testing was based on. You know, the driver motorist handbook. The DOT's director of the Bureau of Driver Services, Corey Kleist, says changes happen regularly, but this change was a bit different.
Our focus wasn't as much on changing content as it was on changing the readability.
It's about making sure that the material you're responsible to know is understandable.
We had received feedback from some of the constituents who've said, I understand the material, but it's complicated in the way that you're wording things. So we worked to change that.
The concepts are the same when it comes to safety and the rules around properly interacting with other drivers, pedestrians, and everything, but it's just worded a little bit differently.
The previous motorist handbooks had been written at a 12th grade reading level. Now our 2024 revision is written in its entirety at a 5th or 6th grade reading level. The content is the same, you still have to know the same things, but it's just written in a plain language format that's easier to understand.
We all know we have a reckless driving situation here in Milwaukee, and one of the many suggestions to help with this issue is education. Now that there is the Driver Education Grant Program, funded by the 2023 to 2025 biennial budget, more people are going to be able to get the proper training to safely drive.
We feel that drivers who have gone through driver training are safer, less likely to be reckless, and that's why we've been such strong advocates for driver training.
And now the information you need to learn will be easier to understand. By the way, WisconsinDMV.gov has the Motorist Handbook available for free as a PDF. But there's also practice tests, which you can take. Incidentally, I took it, and I passed. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Boy, that should have gone without saying, Debbie.
Well, yes, I know. However, sometimes you're wondering after so many years that you haven't taken it. It could be the way that they word the questions and all that. So, I did pass.
Good.
6:45. Sports up next.
As winter takes a deep freeze, it's not too late for you to get hot, hot, hot. Fox World Travel has your ticket to paradise with deals you won't find anywhere else. Save on last-minute all-inclusive vacations with Apple Vacations or get up to 67% off public cruise rates with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises. Is Europe on your mind? Ask about Fox Group Vacations. Book now and save only at Fox World Travel. Book online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code RADIO.
Proof of performance. Vince Vitrano for my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Was so glad to hear one of my golf buddies having a rough stretch here. He's on the road to playing the game we both love, pain-free and better. Had his second knee just replaced by my medical team at Ortho Wisconsin. It's my team because it's the same guys who repaired my knee a few years ago. So this dude had Ortho Wisconsin repair his shoulder last offseason, came back strong this offseason, both knees. He texted me after the surgery, said, by March, I'm going to have straight legs. And OAW has physical therapists to make sure that you're back in the game safely and as quickly as they can get you out there. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. No appointment at OAW walk-in clinics with hours 7 days a week or book one online at orthowisconsin.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
That's about as violent as you can get pulling back on a hitter with a strikeout. Wow. Holy smokes. Hardy took one down low. Ball one.
Tommy's ready to go today.
Boy, I'm telling you.
Talking about the umpire there?
Did you hear it? Hear it at the beginning there?
That's about as...
That's a strike, let me tell you.
Thank you, Uke. Yes, of course, Bob Uecker now passing away means, how do you honor the legend? Like, what do you do as the organization to honor this guy? So lots of opportunity to come up with something really big. Owner Mark Attanasio says right now they're still trying to figure that out, but it's got to be something more than just the statue.
My goal is to just, the legacy, to make it more
real and not just, a statue. The statues are nice, but to make it more tangible. And so we'll be working on that.
Yeah, you could tell he was struggling during that news conference on Thursday. So maybe something like the Bud Selig experience that's at the ballpark right now. He suggested maybe there'll be something like that. As far as the celebration, definitely something this summer at the stadium. If there's something before that, that is yet to be announced.
Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley expected to be interviewed by the New York Jets for their head coaching position today.
That is really cool.
General Manager Brian Gutekunst offering his season-ending remarks in a news conference Thursday on cornerback Jair Alexander.
When he's healthy and he's ready to play, he's a pretty good player.
Aha! When he's healthy. Jair missed the last 8 games of the season. Now had surgery on his knee. 2 years left on his deal in Green Bay. Gutekunst said they can afford to keep him, and they'll consider doing that.
I know it's been really, really frustrating for not only him as a player, but us as a club. Just when you have a player, who's done for what he's done for us in the past, and then not being able to get him out on the field consistently, that's tough. It's tough on the player, it's tough on the organization.
Also said he will be aggressive in pursuing free agents this offseason. If it makes sense, he won't sign guys just to sign guys.
If they're not there, it's not there.
Bucks at Fiserv Forum tonight against the Raptors. Down the street, you'll have UWM at Panther Arena against Youngstown State. Both games a 7 p.m. tip.
Remember how, I'm sorry, I jumped on
Badger Sports Report quick.
Yeah, sure, old-time hockey, like Eddie Shore.
Yeah, top-ranked women's team in the land. Wisconsin at St. Thomas in Minnesota this weekend. Badger men will host LIU. That's Long Island University tonight and tomorrow. Badger Sports updates. Sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
We've been peppering in a lot of the funny moments of Uke, the amazing wit that he has during these broadcasts. Coming up after the break, after traffic and weather, his former partners in the booth with him describing what makes him so in the Mount Rushmore. Maybe it's not even a Mount Rushmore, or maybe it's just Euchre by himself on that mountain, but why that is, the craft that he was able to create. We'll do that next.
While your famous superfan puts you on the map, I'm afraid this hotline bling is out of minutes. The Raptors travel nonstop to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks.
But Giannis with a handful of steam goes splitting a pair of defenders. He knifes his way to the cup and lays it in with a foul.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30.
Quarter drive inside. Lillard scores with a foul again.
We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
If you like your door and you like your opener, take care of it. Vince Vitrano here for Lifetime Door Company. If you're happy with the door you got and the garage door opener, I've learned in the business they call it the motor. Consider Lifetime Door Company for service. Now, I just talked with my man Rick Burr at Lifetime Door in Brookfield, and he says they do emergency service 7 days a week. And this is the time when you see things freezing up or quitting on you due to the cold. Here's the thing. You can work to prevent that from happening with regular service from Lifetime Door Company. Now, Rick says he recommends getting out to your place 2 to 3 times a year, but knows that's not really going to happen for everybody. He said once every year, better than nothing. You'll keep that door going up and down, preventing the inconvenience and expense of a need-to-fix-it-right-now situation. Tell them Vinny sent you, and Lifetime Door Company will knock 5% off the cost of any service. Get started online now at lifetimedoor.net.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Ridiculous fees, robocalls, customer service that's lacking the actual service. It sounds like you might be getting bullied by your bank. You don't have to settle. At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, Wintrust has local experts ready to lend a hand. Stop banking the same way expecting different results and start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/no-bully. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
All right. a pitch from Williams. It's a fastball outside. Good. Enjoy bratwurst, knockwurst, schnitzel, all Braten. They've got them all from using us.
What was the last one? What kind of Braten? I don't think that's a real sausage, to be honest with you. Traffic sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com, Debbie.
All right, couple of issues now. We've got a crash on the ramp from 94 westbound to Highway 100, so watch out for that. And then we've also got another one on northbound 894, just north of National Avenue, off on the right shoulder. Starting to see delays coming up from Beloit Road with this accident. See, told you things are getting a little bit slippery out there. Just be extra careful. Westbound 94 has just got a little bit of a backup right through the stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. 44 degrees the high today, and then we start to cool off. Saturday's high 24 degrees, starting to drop off. Sunday, our high temperature of just 6. Monday, partly cloudy and very cold, high 4. Tuesday, high of 5 degrees with wind chills dipping to 30 below.
Back!
Right now at 28.
All right, so you hear all the fun stuff. We got some fun stuff here, too, honoring Mr. Baseball. But wanted to bring this back to you. This is Euchre being credited for helping so many other partners, so many of his fellow broadcasters become better broadcasters. But don't take our word for it. Take it from those who sat next to him.
Hello again, everyone. Bob Euchre along with Jeff Levering and Ken Sommerfeld, set to bring you Game 1 action.
There's something about listening to Bob that just makes you feel good. He bleeds Brewers baseball.
Once again, here's Joe Block.
Well, thanks, you, Ken. I had the unique experience of being able to learn under both an established Major League player and a Hall of Fame broadcaster.
This is Bob Euchre along with Corey Provis.
Sharing a booth with him is truly one of the better jobs, not just in sports, but I think that one could possibly have.
Once again, here's Jim Powell.
Undoubtedly, the greatest honor of my career is that I can say I was Bob Euchre's longest tenured partner. 13 years in the Brewers radio booth alongside the great Bob Euchre.
This is Len Casper. The brilliance of Bob Euchre can never really be overstated.
This is Pat Hughes.
A great man is someone who never reminds you of anyone else, and that certainly applies to Euchre.
Long run! He's got it with a diving catch, and Nieves has made history.
He's a great baseball broadcaster mechanically. He's got the great home run call, the best of any of the signature home run calls.
Get up, get out of here, gone! I mean, just perfect, and it came from such an organic place. It's a great home run call.
I love hearing his story when he took over full-time, calling the games in '78, and how that season began with an opening day grand slam from Sixto Loscano. I think Bob's got a great call of that.
Drive to deep right center, way back goes Evans. It's got a chance to go. Goal! A slam home run for us.
Robin Yount's 3,000th hit. That's a great call.
3,000 for Robin.
I was there for Trevor Hoffman's 600th save.
Swing a bouncer.
Ground ball to short. Council throws, and there it is, 600 saves. Big moments. I wouldn't just look at the field. I would just kind of move my chair back and turn to my right and just watch Bob call a brilliant baseball moment.
And then to be able to blend in the stories and the humor in between pitches.
You don't mess around with Tony Danza either. I've known Tony a long time. Former boxer, not much of a puncher, pretty good dancer. Here's a ball down low, and it's 2-1.
Who else can weave in a story about Andre the Giant choking him, or how Johnny Carson didn't believe he was a baseball player, or how his TV son burned a steak in the oven, and then somehow relate it to Domingo Santana?
Gone for Santana!
Talking about how his old catcher's equipment was so bad and how he used to get beat up all the time.
When another catcher comes up to you and takes a full swing at you, then you know he's not your pal.
Being at the park and broadcasting Brewers games is simply one of the most enjoyable aspects of his life.
It's being retrieved by Prince Fielder. It's something from the upper reaches of Miller Park. Nothing really major. It's
Maybe a 400 or 500 pound piece.
His favorite hobby, unfortunately, was trying to find a way to make me laugh uncontrollably, preferably when I'm drinking a soda.
These are the kinds of days I used to lay out and cover my body with honey and let the ants run all over me. Outside a ball, it was stimulating.
This has been Scully. Probably the most difficult time I have ever spent on television was one day we were in Milwaukee. I was asking Bob if he would come on our show, and I'm interviewing him, and he is becoming Bob Uecker, the entertainer, with the straight face. For that 10-minute period, I agonized trying not to let the show fall apart with me hysterical. It was really a test.
Kent, are you there? Joe, go up and check. He could have passed out.
He's extemporaneously funnier than anyone at the ballpark and one of the most pronounced comedic wits of our time.
You can't keep asking guys to go out there and throw shutouts and, 1 or 2 run games all the time. Hello? Yes, you're on. Swing and a miss.
You want to make the game fun, and nobody makes a baseball game more fun than Bob Uecker. He broadcasts with a smile on his face.
Spins, throws, and they got him! What a play by Orlando Arcia!
He's so good, he's so funny, and he's such a genuine person, and I would not be here without him. There's no doubt about that.
Holy cow! Do you believe it?
Every time I broadcast a baseball game, Bob Uecker is a part of it. He did a lot for me. I can't tell you how much respect I have for Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker is so special to Brewers baseball because he really is Brewers baseball. There's only been one season in the entire history of the Brewers that he hasn't been calling games for them.
God bless him.
Oh, baby.
Man, the thing with you, too, you hear guys, some of their shtick is so contrived. They worked on it, and that's not to rip on anybody, but, man.
You can tell that it's
bang,
work.
Bang,
Yep.
bang, bang. It's right there.
Effortlessly.
And it makes you laugh out loud. 6:59 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by the Fireside Theater, the ultimate Elvis tribute musical.
Push 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now, go cat go.
Elvis is back in the building at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, and you've never seen anything like it.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Back in the Building features a rotating cast of the finest award-winning Elvis tribute artists and Anne Margaret, all backed by an incredible live band and ensemble. Experience the eras of Elvis in this legendary feel-good show. From the 50s to the movies, the 60s comeback to the rockin' 70s. It's all here. Every ticket to the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Elvis back in the building, live on stage, January 9th through February 23rd. Only at the Fireside Theater.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Friday, January 17th. Going to get you right to Debbie Lazica. We got trouble on the freeway.
Yeah, northbound 894, we got issues. We've got a couple of accidents, one of which is just past Oklahoma Avenue, just before Cleveland. We've got the 3 left lanes closed with this crash. Massive delays all the way back to the Hale interchange. And then we've also got beyond that, right just north of National Avenue, another accident off on the right shoulder. So you want to be extra careful as you're heading through those areas. Or if you do use Highway 100, just know it's going to be backed up. We do have another accident on the ramp from westbound 94 to Highway 100 as well. So that collector ramp is kind of all messed up a little bit too. So just be extra careful. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
On our way to a high of 44 degrees today from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. This one more day of mild winter weather, and then the coldest air of the season moves through late this weekend into early next. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore says southeast Wisconsin has not felt this in years.
Low pressure system and cold front. It is lurking off to the north, and this one is going to pack a punch. The temperatures early on next week look cold, dangerously cold at that. Probably the coldest air that we've seen in several years here in southeast Wisconsin.
Yeah, highs for a number of days in the low single digits. We'll have more with WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen. Joins us live at 8:10 and your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast at 7:10.
The makeshift memorial continues to grow outside American Family Field, where flowers, cards, hats, and beer cans line outside and near the Bob Uecker statue, honoring Mr. Baseball, who passed away Thursday, 90 years old after a battle with cancer. Brewers principal owner Mark Attanasio says the team does plan to further honor Ueck this year, and while they don't have concrete plans just yet,
my goal is to just the legacy to make it more real and not just a statue. The statues are nice, but to make it more tangible, and so we'll be working on that.
There's been no public announcement of a funeral for Ueck.
I'm Jessica Gatso.
He was funnier away from the ballpark than he was at the ballpark.
Brewers broadcaster and former player Bill "Rock" Schroeder joined Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
There was never an interview where you didn't sit back and just start laughing out loud. He was just so quick to be funny. And he was such a deep thinker. He knew the game of baseball inside and out.
Schroeder says he'll be missed by not only multiple generations of Brewers fans, but fans from all across baseball. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Other stories we're on top of this morning. Days left in office, and President Joe Biden announcing a new round of clemency action.
President Biden is commuting the sentences of nearly 2,500 people convicted of nonviolent drug offenses and serving what the White House says are disproportionately long sentences compared to what they would receive today under current law, policy, and practice. The president says in a statement that with this action, he's now issued more individual pardons and commutations than any president in history. But he signaled he's not yet finished using his clemency power, saying he'll continue to review additional commutations and pardons. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
While winds have subsided in Southern California, fire crews are warning that Los Angeles is not out of the danger zone yet, with renewed threats now of landslides following fires that have scorched the earth. ABC's Matt Gutman in Altadena.
Officials in Southern California sounding the alarm that the lull in those deadly fire conditions is only temporary. The fire burning so hot, it cooked not just vegetation, but also rocks and earth. Officials are concerned an inevitable rainstorm could melt mountainsides into mudslides. The National Guard preparing to fill sandbags.
Federal and state teams also now working to address the critical housing crisis that the city's going to face and is facing. Governor Newsom issuing an executive order expediting the construction of temporary housing.
Coming up, a SpaceX snafu now under investigation. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:06.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
America's Best Installer of America's Best Replacement Windows does not have the word windows in their name. Their name is Siding. Siding Unlimited. Hey, the Sons took Dad's siding business and ran with it. Siding Unlimited, the family-owned Wisconsin company, keeps climbing to the top of Pella Windows of Pella, Iowa's awards. Siding Unlimited, one of only 5 Pella Premier installers in the whole country. But better than that, the top. For 4 of the past 5 years, Pella has honored Siding Unlimited as their National Certified Contractor of the Year. You want windows? Pay Wisconsin prices with this great low local company delivering national championship award-winning service, great craftsmanship, clean up behind, and leave the job better than before and better than expected. You know, the company with Wisconsin family values. Pride in integrity, pride in people, pride in Wisconsin. SidingUnlimited.com.
In a recent study, over 1/3 of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Our team of experts gets to work using leading-edge technology to build comprehensive plans covering investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. And Annex doesn't have products to push with hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that already. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. More planning, fewer miracles. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucks.com/tickets. That's Bucks.com/tickets.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:09.
One Packers coach interviews for a new job today. Another got fired. We got sports at 7:15.
While the nation's attention's been focused on a man from Texas who carried out a deadly truck ramming in New Orleans on New Year's Day, man from North Carolina may have been planning terrorist activities of his own. That man's now in federal custody.
Alexander Justin White was known in online chat rooms as Suleiman Al-Amriki. A federal complaint alleges that not only did he try to make contact with terrorists,
Mr. White made or attempted to make some financial transactions in support of ISIS camps.
Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael Easley says White thought he was talking online with ISIS members. They were actually FBI agents who arrested him as he attempted to board a flight from Raleigh-Durham to Morocco. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The FAA is now conducting an investigation after an explosion during a SpaceX flight test of the Starship launch vehicle. ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
A SpaceX rocket test launch exploded shortly after takeoff from Texas, the debris wowing onlookers but also disrupting airline traffic. The FAA diverting planes in the area, some making full U-turns as pilots spotted the debris. SpaceX now investigating what went wrong. Owner Elon Musk posting, "Success is uncertain, but entertainment is guaranteed."
The FAA even temporarily halted flights in Miami and other places while they assessed the situation.
Lots of issues on 894. We'll check in with Debbie Lazaga in 60 seconds.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
At 7-Eleven, what do you see on the roads here, Deb? We got trouble on 894.
Yeah, it's a nightmare right now. So try and avoid that if you can. We've got 2 accidents causing big problems. One of them, northbound, just north of Oklahoma Avenue, is the 3 left lanes blocked, leaving only 1 to squeeze through. So that's why we've got backups through the hail in all directions. Then we've also got one a little bit past that, north of National Avenue. That one at least is off on the right shoulder, so at least you got that going for you. We do have a broken down vehicle on the ramp from westbound 94 to Brewers Boulevard in the Stadium interchange. That is on the left shoulder, so just be extra careful heading through that. And then we've also got an accident on the ramp from 94 westbound to Highway 100. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mild temperatures, breezy with partly cloudy skies, pushing high temperatures into the mid-40s for this afternoon. Tonight, a cold front sweeps through, bringing the chance for a light sprinkle or flurry. Low temperatures in the teens. Highs on Saturday will be in the 20s in the morning, dropping into the teens in the afternoon. Very cold for Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the single digits. More single digits for Monday with wind chills in the morning close to 30 below. Same for Tuesday, high temperatures in the single digits with wind chills in the morning sitting close to 30 below. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now, Milwaukee at 28 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
You know, you sweat, but you don't even know it. You walk around, you take a good 2-3 hour walk and back to the team hotel and your clothes are gone.
This morning, still not all clear, but renewed hope that a ceasefire in the Middle East will move forward this weekend.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
In fact, happening now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet meeting this morning, our time, and just breaking now, did vote to approve this three-phase deal, which would ultimately bring the release of the remaining 100 or so hostages held by Hamas, 7 of them believed to be Americans. Would result in a pause in fighting between Hamas and Israel in Gaza, would clear the way for humanitarian aid to flood into Gaza, and would also involve the release of Palestinian prisoners being held in Israel. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? There's maybe one more step from
to make it
Israeli
official.
Policymakers, right? But everything that we're hearing right now is that this is happening. There were moments Thursday when it looked like it could fall apart.
The confusion, the claims from the Israeli government that Hamas was making more demands on some of the sticking points speaks to the complexity of the deal. Multiple moving parts, which Palestinian prisoners could be exchanged for the 33 hostages. You know, Israel still doesn't have clarity, might not even have clarity when the actual ceasefire, the 6-week ceasefire, the initial phase of the deal kicks in on how many of the 33 hostages are actually alive.
That's ABC's Tom Sophie Burge. So what do we see when this begins?
Netanyahu insisting the ceasefire will begin Sunday. We'll see 3 Israeli hostages released and Gazans rejoicing in the first quiet in over 15 months. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
What about aid? Director of the World Food Program in Gaza telling ABC News they're ready to go.
We have all it takes actually to provide the proper food assistance to the population, being in the north of Gaza or south and central.
So this morning, maybe some T's to cross, I's to dot, but Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu indicating the ceasefire is a go. We will watch with hope through the weekend. Sports is sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip. And sports
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, drive into 2025 confident and inspired in a new all-wheel drive Mazda SUV during the New Year's sales event. Connect with Team Holiday for impressive selection. Find the one right for you, then pair up their low, clearly marked simplified price with enticing offers and get more Mazda for your money and more for your trade. Well-qualified buyers can lock in 2.9% 5-year or 6-year financing on the raved-about luxurious 3-row Mazda CX-90 or the first ever spacious and nimble 2-row Mazda CX-70. Plug-in hybrid models included. Are you or someone in your household already driving Mazda? Owner loyalty rewards could save you even more. Get qualifying details while you enjoy the award-winning guest care at Wisconsin's #1. It's the stuff that makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Milwaukee Boat Show is here January 17th through the 19th and then picks up again 22nd through the 26th. 8 days of boating excellence at the Wisconsin Expo Center at State Fair Park. You want to go? We're giving away tickets right now. Caller number 5 to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. You'll be going to the boat show at the Expo Center at State Fair Park. Milwaukee Boat Show back at Wisconsin State Fair Park inside the Expo Center.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
You've got the utensils, the food, the Charcoal, the gas. Are you a gas or a charcoal guy? It depends on what I eat. Say rabbit, gas. Gas, definitely gas. Pork? Pork? I don't get much gas from pork. Pork is nice.
And there you go.
What are we supposed to do with that?
Mr. Baseball, the tributes are pouring in and have been pouring in since news broke on Thursday that he had passed away at the age of 90. He'd been dealing with cancer, his family says, for the last couple of years. Mark Attanasio said he'd get treatment, then go to the yard.
There were days he would go have radiation treatment, then come to the ballpark and broadcast the game. It's unbelievable.
Think about this. Think about what this guy, he had heart surgery, dealt with cancer before. Wasn't he bitten by a spider once and got really sick from that?
I forgot about that, right? Yeah.
Had two, the paper even mentioned this, he had 2 grown adult children pass away, and this guy made it to 90. Like everything that he was able to do. So how do you honor him, Mark?
We're going to do something at the stadium this summer, which, Bob Jr. has okayed us to do a big celebration for Bob. We have other ideas. Would think about doing something like the Sealing Experience with things that we've put together for Bob.
Yeah, so maybe something that's a little bit more tangible. He says it can't just be the statue. There's got to be something else, so you can expect that in the months to come.
A lot of sports ahead tonight. Bucks host the Raptors. That's a 7 p.m. tip at Fiserv Forum. UWM at Panther Arena tonight for 7 p.m. game against Youngstown State. Wisconsin women's basketball, they've got the weekend off. They play next Monday after losing 80-69 to the Buckeyes in Madison Thursday night. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more. Today's the day. Packers defensive coordinator only on for 1 year in the job for Green Bay.
You know what? You just made my day.
And Jeff Hafley said to be interviewing for the head coaching job with the New York Jets. And ESPN's Rob Domofsky reporting his defensive line coach, Jason Rebrovich, got fired yesterday. General Manager Brian Gutekunst did not mention that in his season-ending news conference, but did suggest the Packers need to do more on the defensive front.
We didn't grow into that consistent front like we had hoped, but there were times where we showed it, so I know it's capable. I think we got the right guys. They're workers in there. I think they're all passionate about the game. They're unselfish team guys, so I expect us to get better there.
I expect us to get better as well.
You want one more quick uke?
Sure.
Christian Yelich posting on Instagram, no words will really do you justice, saying that I will miss you, my friend. A very well-written, an emotional statement from Yelich on Instagram. He also had this to say. So you notice he always wears those Jordans. Euchre did. Well, the team gave him those Jordan 11s, and he wore the tread off them, Yelich says.
I think he wore those almost every day. We saw him for years. He refused to wear a different pair of shoes or anything like that because it came from the team. And I remember the day that we presented it to him, how much it meant to him.
Just because the team gave them to him, that meant that much to him. And he had them there on the last day as well. Yelly said that, just always wore them just because it meant that much that the team would give them to him.
Coming up, last-minute efforts to save TikTok in America.
I'm Libby Collins. This week on WTMJ Conversations, we're joined by Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky and Lieutenant Jonathan Bilot. They talk about a program that's been developed to help those addicted to drugs.
We cannot do anything about this problem if the person dies. We have to keep the person alive.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Menards is the one-stop shop for huge savings on new energy-efficient appliances. Upgrade your home today and save big on top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. We carry the largest in-stock selection of home appliances starting at the lowest prices and ready to take home today. Check out our entire selection of home appliances on Menards.com. Plus, view the weekly flyer for many other great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Another 5-star review for the Bugman and Queen Bee. Vince Vitrano, they're my family's choice for pest defense. They're local, family, veteran-owned and operated company. And Terry wrote in, we've been using the Bugman for the past 3 months to eliminate a mouse problem. We are very pleased with the results. Matt, He's the Bugman's brother. Matt works there too. And Pete, thorough, professional, and friendly. In the office, you got Julie. She's a master of scheduling. We appreciate her flexibility. I like too. First time I call, they get Julie on the phone. What do you got? What are you dealing with over there in your house? Well, you want that kind of service. You go local, you go family-owned. It's the best in local pest defense. 262-633-3411. Bugman, queenbee.com.
Sick of being bullied by your bank with surprise fees, getting stuck on hold, and bankers who don't get you? Wintrust takes a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, Wintrust has local experts ready to lend a hand. Stop banking the same way and expecting different results, and start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/no-bully. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
723. What do you see on the roads here, Deb?
Well, 894 is not where you want to be right now. That's for sure. You might want to look at Highway 100 or 92nd Street as an option to get past this because it's nasty. We've got 3 accidents on 894 northbound. There's one at Beloit Road off on the right shoulder. There's the big one that happened just north of Oklahoma Avenue as the 2 left lanes still closed with that. And then we've got one past that north of National Avenue off on the right shoulder. So all that is affecting your ride pretty much onto the Rock Freeway and onto westbound 894. So big delays through the hail. Now, the rest of the system, as far as delays are concerned, those are doing okay. We're not seeing too many other issues, except we've got real slippery conditions out there. Obviously, we've got a bunch of accidents. So you want to be extra careful as you're driving out there. If you do have to get out there early and go slow and stay in control of your car. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
2 balls on a strike. Scoreboard showing a ball and a half and a strike.
That may have been Old County Stadium scoreboard, right? Partly cloudy today, high of 44 degrees. Saturday's high 24, Sunday's high 6, Monday's high 4. How you like them apples? It is 28 right now in Milwaukee. When are they going to learn they can't boss us around? We're Gen Z, we find another way. That's a quote.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, I'm going to explain in a moment. First, a lifeline for TikTok, and it could involve the U.S. Supreme Court. But that's not the only path to keeping the social media app alive in America.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Supreme Court signaling it will issue an opinion on something today.
The Supreme Court says a new court ruling will be announced today. An unusual Friday decision fueling speculation it could be related to TikTok's future. The app is set to be banned in the U.S. Sunday over national security concerns due to its Chinese parent company.
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio. Now, we don't know if that is the high court's decision that will be announced. Could be any number of other cases that have been argued before the high court this session. So, as Nicole indicated, rare that the court makes these types of announcements on short notice on a Friday. So
you would expect
folks are connecting the dots, right? The petition seeking, of course, to pause the impending ban on TikTok. It might not take that, however. There's another path.
Now, the Biden and Trump administrations, who both supported the ban in the past, appear to be looking for ways to stop the shutdown. Biden's White House saying it won't enforce the ban.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah. By not enforcing, that would indicate what? They keep it in the App Store? It'll continue to
I guess you could promise TikTok we're not going to take any action on you if you leave things be, or I don't know exactly. I'm not sure tech experts even know. Some have suggested the app simply wouldn't update starting on Sunday.
You can't pass a measure and have it signed into law and then just not do anything about it.
They're saying that maybe you can. And both President Biden and President-elect Trump are saying, we'll just sort of not enforce it.
Isn't that the epitome of speaking out of both sides of your mouth?
And this is becoming a bipartisan effort. Senator Chuck Schumer, Democrat, New York.
It's clear that more time is needed to find an American buyer and not disrupt the lives and livelihoods of millions of Americans, of so many influencers who have built up a good network of followers.
So he's talking about working with President Biden, pledging to work with President-elect Trump to stop the implementation of the ban.
But what about the national security issue that we've been told over and over and over and over again?
They are trying to find a workable solution there, Eric.
We aren't against TikTok. We want TikTok to keep going. But we are against a Chinese company that is in cahoots with the Chinese Communist Party owning TikTok.
So, you know what's funny about that? The quote I shared at the top of the segment?
Yes.
There's like this TikTok community, right, that is not feeling this information sharing suspicion, this national security warning. That quote was from my college kid daughter. She loves TikTok. She says what she's seeing on the app from users right now is this feeling of no one's made the case to us that this is this big we hear, oh, it's national security, and then they're done with it. They just aren't buying into that.
Okay.
You can say they should or they shouldn't, but they're not.
Okay.
And so they actually see this, kind of as a threat to them, which is why they're going over to, in some cases, another Chinese app called Red Note. This guy here, he's a TikToker talking with ABC News.
If this goes through, you're going to see a lot of these politicians that voted for this get voted out of office upon the next cycle.
So he's saying, you do this.
Come on.
We're going to rally the troops
There's
here.
really that much loyalty to it?
I guess so. And what's more, he is also not buying any of this stuff on the shutdown of the ban.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think it's all a dog and pony show.
Dog and pony show. 170 million Americans are on TikTok. The future for it uncertain, but brighter today than it's been in months. Supreme Court decision, perhaps on TikTok, later this morning. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 68 points and trading on Thursday to 43,153. The NASDAQ off 173. That closed at 19,338. And the S&P 500 at 5937. That was down 13. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical, talking with Dr. Angelina Popovic about something we all deal with, digital eye strain.
Digital eye strain affects us all today. We are all on social media devices, such as computers, e-readers, and telephones. Blue light that emits from those devices can really produce different visual problems. Sometimes when we utilize our digital devices for a period of time, you can experience headaches, fatigue, blurry vision, halos. Things can be associated with dryness as well. Digital eye fatigue can also impair your head and neck. It can produce a stiff neck. You can obtain a headache. And so utilizing your media devices, it's great, but you might also experience some side effects that you'll need to talk to your optometrist about.
So, doctor, what can we do to reduce that digital eye strain?
Decreasing the brightness of your screen, that's number one. Also being mindful of the surrounding lighting situation within your space, such as minimizing the overhead light. Place your computers arm's length, but a little bit down, like 2 to 3 inches down, so that it's not directly in front of you. Take breaks when you're utilizing your devices, such as computers, iPhone, tablets, e-readers. Every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Utilize glasses that both have UV as well as the blue light protection, so it minimizes any chances of digital eye fatigue or strain. There are great lenses by Zeiss that we do sell it here at Shopco Optical. Contact lenses have evolved, and Johnson & Johnson just came out with a contact lens called AccuView Oasis Max that helps protect from the UV light and Blu-ray light as well. If you're experiencing digital eye strain, please partner with one of our Shopco Optical optometrists so that we can talk to you about the various symptoms that you're experiencing and provide you solutions to help alleviate those.
Shopco Optical, dozens of locations in Southeast Wisconsin. Learn more or book an appointment with the experts at shopco.com. 7:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Friday, January 17th. Let's get right to Debbie Lazico with trouble on the bypass.
Yeah, you're not going to like this. This is, we've got a bunch of accidents now. On the bypass heading northbound, just don't take it. That's all I can tell you. We've got an accident just past Beloit Road off on the right shoulder, and then we have another one just north of Oklahoma Avenue, now only blocking the 2 left lanes. The other one near National Avenue, that one actually has been cleared, so at least we got that going for us. But we've got big backups on the Rock Freeway coming up from just inside the county line all the way up to the Hale and beyond. And then we've got westbound 894 slowing down from about 68th Street all the way through the Hale as well. But wait, there's more. Order now and you can get another accident. This one is on 4394 southbound, right at the ramp from Holt Avenue. So luckily that one is off on the right shoulder as well. They're, I think, still waiting for a for a squad to pull up. Very slippery conditions around the area. As I'm looking at the road conditions, we've got the whole area kind of in a bluish shade, which means partially covered with slippery conditions. So be very careful. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy skies today, high of 44 degrees, but the bottom drops out this weekend. We'll be struggling for single digits next week. Right now at 28 in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The Israeli Security Cabinet has accepted the ceasefire deal with Hamas. It now just needs full ratification from the government. It would go into effect Sunday. ABC's Ian Pannell has the latest from Tel Aviv.
War-ravaged Gaza, a ceasefire can't come soon enough. Israeli airstrikes raining down on the strip since the agreement was announced, killing more than 100, according to the Hamas-run health authority.
The deal would see the release of 33 hostages, the first 3 taking place on Sunday. The Supreme Court could rule today on whether the law that bans TikTok in the U.S. can go into effect Sunday, but the Biden administration says they do not plan to enforce a ban, and President-elect Trump's incoming national security advisor says there are plans in place to keep TikTok from going dark. The president commuted the sentences of almost 2,500 nonviolent drug offenders and better weather conditions, giving Southern California residents and firefighters a reprieve. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:33.
Milwaukee and the world remembering the life and legacy of Bob Uecker still this morning. Brewers principal owner Mark Attanasio said the team is in the early stages now planning a big celebration.
We're going to do something at the stadium this summer, which, Bob Jr. has okayed us to do a big celebration for Bob. We have other ideas that, we would think about doing something like the Sealing Experience with things that we've put together for Bob.
And there's no announcement of yet for funeral arrangements for Uecker.
The tribute outside American Family Field at the Mr. Baseball statue is growing. Fans, young and old, have been heading there to pay their respects to Uecker.
Under the gray skies outside of American Family Field, fans across generations gathering in somber reflection and leaving tokens of appreciation at the feet of the Bob Uecker statue outside the ballpark.
He could tell a joke at us, the drop of a hat.
He was amazing for the city of Milwaukee, and we'll never forget the 54 years of time that he spent with us.
For many, the reality of the loss of Uecker is still sinking in.
I'm really lost for words right here, but I'm glad that I can be here and pay my respects.
Outside American Family Field, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
It is shaping up to be a potentially nasty flu season. Now a Wisconsin child has died from the disease. The Department of Health Services confirming our first pediatric death in the state associated with influenza. DHS still recommending everyone over the age of 6 months be vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19.
Father in Cudahy is facing charges, multiple felonies after 4 of his 7 children were found to have cocaine in their systems. Could soon end up with a plea deal. Plea hearing is scheduled later this month. Last May, 7 children between 2 months of age and 8 years were tested for drugs after their mother called police saying her daughter was gasping for air and foaming at the mouth. The mother currently serving 2 years in prison.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric, bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com.
Outdoor
today.
Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:35. Coming up, what is the show even about?
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin, the buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal. To do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
Happening today.
Ooh, Vince will be excited about this. After nearly 3 years, Apple TV Plus's Severance is back for a second season.
Oh, that's why we're seeing so much of it.
Yes, the actors have been out there and doing their thing.
They haven't even had 2 seasons?
No, this is season 2. There was a long hiatus there, a little bit longer than normal.
Well, I asked because they lost me, and I felt like I watched 4 seasons in the few episodes that I tried to get through, and then it just got too damn confusing.
Severance follows co-workers at a mysterious cult-like company who have volunteered for a procedure that essentially separates their work life from their home life. And that idea is fascinating to me. So, all you remember in your life is being at home. Mm-hmm. You walk to work, but then the next thing you come conscious to is leaving work. So you never have to think of the stress of work. That's the idea of the show. However, when you do that, that means you have a work life that is also a person, that is also asking questions and also wondering. So and there's all these mysteries there. So Britt Lauer is on the show. I thought this is funny. She says that lots of times people are coming up to her about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's that moment that we've all experienced of someone wanting to know and then saying immediately, but don't tell me anything. And I think that kind of people want to be on the journey of mystery.
Yeah, what is happening? But don't tell me too much.
Right. Don't spoil it, but
right. So it comes out today, again, after the long 3-year hiatus, and who knows if it'll make any sense at all, but Severance.
Are you through season 1?
I had a moment, too, where I was like, God, I don't know if I can keep plowing through this. However, I did, and the last 2 episodes before the end of the season were amazing. So now I gotta fire it up and watch some more.
So you think I should dive back in and see if I can stick with it? I mean, my brain's only so big.
You could probably start on second to last episode and feel like you're right back into it and go from there.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Are you waiting for a miracle to feel financially secure in retirement? In a recent study, over 1/3 of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Annex Wealth Management listens. Then, our team of experts gets to work using leading-edge technology to build a comprehensive plan that covers investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. We stress test it, run it through countless variables. Then, and only then, we present a framework for a financial plan tailored to your goals in retirement. And unlike our competitors, Annex doesn't have any products to push. No hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that out there already. We're a fee-only fiduciary, required to act in your best interest at all times. More planning, fewer miracles. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Build confidence in your future with Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Kristen Bry, and if you're looking for a new dentist, you should check out Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. He has prioritized patients' needs no matter how sensitive since he began practicing in 1985. If you're due for a dental visit, Economowalk Dental has an $89 new patient special, so you can get the care that you need at an affordable price. In addition to an exam, you'll receive a gentle, professional cleaning that will leave your mouth feeling smooth and rejuvenated. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Check out Economowalk Dental Care at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give them a call at 262-567-7224. That's 262-567-7224. Start 2025 on a good note by feeling confident about your smile and go see my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care.
Partly cloudy, windy, and mild today with a high of 44 degrees. Bottom drops out on Sunday. Sunday's high just 6. And then we've got several days in the single digits. Right now at 28, and major trouble in multiple spots now, Debbie.
Yep, all over the place. I told you everything is really slippery out there, so you want to be careful. But here's what we got. Northbound 894, just north of Beloit Road, we got an accident on the right shoulder. Now they're calling it a disabled vehicle, so it must be a car left over. And then beyond that, the 2 left lanes are blocked at Oklahoma Avenue. That's where the big accident happened, so things are pretty nasty. Heading up through the Hale interchange pretty much in all directions. It's nasty. We've got the Rock Freeway backed up from the county line all the way through, and then westbound 894 is starting up right about at 51st Street all the way through, so careful with that. Northbound on 4394, we had southbound on 4394, we have the ramp from Holt Avenue with the crash on it. On the northbound side, we do have delays around the Plainfield curve up to that point, so you want to get out there and go slowly this morning. And then we have eastbound on 94 slowing down a bit from 68th Street through the Stadium interchange, the westbound side basically slowing down over the high-rise bridge, swinging around onto westbound 94, slow all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, where there is a broken down vehicle off on the left shoulder, so kind of in a weird spot. Be extra careful there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Deb, what happened?
Slippery, icky.
But how did it get slippery? You had an explanation before about the road sweat freezing over.
That was my concept, because you know how it was frozen up pretty good before, and it started to melt a little bit with the with the warmer weather yesterday, and I think with the temps dipping down again overnight, I think that's where everything kind of froze up again.
It just glazes over and you don't see it. Right? Yes. It doesn't look slippery. There's nothing falling from the sky, so you're like, all good.
Yes. So this is my hypothesis, and educated guess on this one.
We're going to go with it. All right. Tons happening in sports tonight. And also for the Green Bay Packers, you've got Jeff Hafley is interviewing for another job today. And General Manager Brian Gutekunst gave his season-ending news conference. He has some thoughts on Jair Alexander, if there's something wrong there, and perhaps his prospects of sticking with the Packers. That's all next in sports.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity, payload is big, all the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser, all the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new, safe and sound program, right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day, and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
As most catchers do to each other, Paul LaDuca with a tap on the shin guard with his bat to Eddie Perez. When a catcher does that to you, it's a sporting gesture. Good luck tonight. Don't get hurt. When another catcher comes up to you and takes a full swing at you, then you know he's not your pal.
All right. Thank you.
That was you played the shorter part of that before, and I didn't know what he was talking about. Now I get it.
So, yes, we are honoring the life and legend that he is. Mr. Baseball today passed away on Thursday at the age of 90. He would have been 91 in just a couple of days, like a week from now. And what do you do to honor him? How do you honor Mr. Baseball? Or Mark Attanasio, the owner of the Brewers, says they're going to come up with a big celebration. For sure this summer there'll be something. Plus, he says there'll be something more tangible, too, kind of like the Bud Selig experience. He brought that up as an idea. Do you do something like that for Uke as well?
You have to, because the statue doesn't talk. It doesn't play his greatest hits. You have to have an ability to hear him and to see him do his stuff.
And just a reminder of what was happening with him.
There were days he would go have radiation treatment, then come to the ballpark and broadcast the game. It's unbelievable.
He had cancer the last 2 years and was
Which
still
wasn't
doing
publicly revealed.
Right.
And even you and I, like, we deal with those guys as our broadcast partners, and no one said anything out loud. But didn't you get a sense over the last number of months, like, hey?
A little bit more on that in a minute, but first I know we got some other sports too.
Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley expected to interview with the New York Jets for their head coaching position today.
That is really cool.
That's not cool, Haf. You're good. We want you to stay. We don't want you to get involved with that train wreck of a team anyway. For your own good, stick in Green Bay. General Manager Brian Gutekunst offered his season-ending remarks in a news conference Thursday on cornerback Jair Alexander.
When he's healthy and he's ready to play, he's a pretty good player.
Yeah, when he's healthy. Jair missed the last 8 games of the season and now just recently had surgery on his knee. 2 years left on his deal, though, in Green Bay. And Gutekunst said, we can afford to keep him. He was asked, can you afford to keep? Yeah, we can, and we will consider that.
I know it's been really, really frustrating for not only him as a player, but us as a club. Just when you have a player, who's done what he's done for us in the past, and then not being able to get him out on the field consistently, that's tough. It's tough on the player, stuff on the organization.
Asked about free agency, Gutekunst said he'll be aggressive in pursuing free agents this offseason if it makes sense. He said, I'm not going to just sign guys to sign guys.
If they're not there, it's not there.
Bucks at Fiserv Forum tonight against the Raptors. Just down the street, it'll be UWM at Panther Arena against Youngstown State. Both games a 7 p.m. tip. Badgers Sports Report.
Yeah, sure, old-time hockey, like Eddie Shore.
Yeah, top-ranked women's team in the land, Wisconsin at St. Thomas in Minnesota. That's this weekend. The Badger men host LIU. That's Long Island University tonight and tomorrow eve. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
You're telling you earlier, remember that when they lost Game 3 and just how devastated the Christian Yelches were. The Jeff Leverings were just devastated, not just by losing the game, but you could tell that there was something more to it. The final call and the end of his sign-off, Levering was just a mess.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that.
Yeah.
We're like, what's up with Levo?
And our guy, and he was on Wisconsin's Afternoon News, and he explained, it was likely the end, and we all knew it.
Yeah, I mean that's how it felt in that moment. You felt bad for what was going on in the field, but after Bob said that this one stings a little and then lingered and never really wanted to say goodbye as he was signing off, he didn't know whether it was going to be for the last time ever. And that thought was going through my head. And the commercial break right before I was on the postgame show is when he walked out of the booth for the last time. And you just sit there and you go, is this the last time he's ever going to be in this booth? And the answer was yes. And my emotions took over, and it was hard, and I didn't have anything scripted. I just spoke from my heart, and that's what came out.
It's Jeff Levering talking about his friend and partner, Bob Uecker. We will do Uecker right, by the way. We're going to give him a big old celebration coming up 1 hour from now here on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Mark Tauscher joins us next.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and Chris are joined by Steve Jones, host of the Dunker Spot podcast. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Special Milwaukee Auto Show Advanced Discount Ticket Offer has been extended to January 22nd. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here on the mess we have on the freeways.
Yeah, things are getting a little bit better. We have just that one big accident. Well, actually, no, that accident has been cleared up on the bypass northbound north of Oklahoma Avenue. So we just have the delays left over pretty much all the way back through the hail in all directions. Be prepared for a very slow ride. We've also got backups on eastbound 94, starting around 76th Street, all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th Street. The westbound side's backed up out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard, and northbound on 4394 right around the Plainfield curve starts to slow down, heading all the way up to about where Holt Avenue is. On that ramp there, we've got a crash. Tow truck's on the scene with that, so they should be out of there soon. Beyond that, a few more delays all the way up into the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
At game time, it is 38 in Chicago. Press box announcer telling us it's 96 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona. Who cares? We're not playing in Arizona. Somebody needs a nap. I do need a nap. I'm tired of this guy. He's telling me what the temperature is in Phoenix. Let me know what the temperature of the hot water in the shower is tonight.
All right. The high today, 44.
We still have to do weather.
Mild today, high of 44. Tonight, a low of 19. 24 is the high tomorrow. Then it's going to drop to 6 on Sunday with wind chills down to 20 to 30 below into the start of next week. Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
Idea Man.
I never spoke in front of a podium until the NFC Championship game.
Innovator.
So, with all due respect, why were you asked to go to the podium?
To be podium guy.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
What do you mean with all due respect?
I didn't want it to come off like I was being rude. I'm just curious. Why Tom?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It comes off incredibly rude.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
7:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News, joined by Mark Tauscher. Now, Mark, unlike my counterpart here, Erik, I will treat you with the greatest of respect and pay you a compliment.
Thank you.
This morning.
About time.
But, listen to your color in play-by-play, and in the broadcasts, what you never want to hear is a guy trying to be a broadcaster or trying to be somewhere else. You want to hear that guy be himself, but also, you're very funny, but also you can't be just funny when you're doing the sports, because I also need the sports. And I bring that up as, of course, we mourn the loss of Bob Uecker, and there was a guy who, as hilarious as he was, still got you the game.
No doubt about it. And it just, I think, unfortunately, a lot of us kind of had an inkling. And when you saw or heard how things finished on the Brewers season last year, you kind of knew something was coming. And Bob was 90 years old. The impact and what he was able to do, how he impacted so many people. I'm sure you guys are feeling it with people calling and talking. The amount of emotion that he brings out because of what he meant to your own family and how you stayed connected with your dad or with your kid or with your mom. It just was completely, and it's not just that he was funny. We just heard that clip about not caring what the temperature was in Phoenix, or, the knuckleball thing, where I still laugh every time. You just picture trying to catch a knuckleballer and, it's easy. Just wait till the ball stops and goes big. All of that was the entertainment, and how he deadpanned it and never cracked was what made it so special. But he knew ball, and that's why I think what's cool, and I don't know if we'll ever see this, but the way the professional players, Rob and Yount, all the way from Yount and Molitor to Braun and Fielder and to Yelly, the impact that he had with those guys, because he, at his heart, great broadcaster, great comedian, just loved baseball, and that continued to resonate through, and that's why he is beloved by so many people.
I know, Tosh, you guys spent a lot of time on it. Appreciate those reflections. I do want to get to a couple of things from Brian Gutekunst, the Packers general manager, had a season-ending news conference yesterday. Said a couple of interesting things I'd like to hear from you on. He was asked about whether or not we need to get Jordan Love a true number one wide receiver. And if I read his take correctly, he's kind of like, well, Yeah, but we prefer to have the ability to spread it around to a lot of talented guys, and we're looking for one or more of those guys to just be better next year.
I think there's always that you hope your own guys elevate. Just like in the past, you would have said that about safety, running back, and you want to give confidence to your own guys, but I feel very confident he is going to be looking long and hard to find out, because you had a full year to kind of make that jump. That doesn't mean these guys can't still make a jump, but there are going to be very aggressive pursuit of playmakers that Brian Gutekunst, because it was also abundantly clear in his press conference yesterday that what this offense did the back half of the season ain't good enough. And he needs to add, and the fact that he is putting this in a Pella window term, we're ready. It's time. We need to get back to that. He had all that success picking up Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney. When you have success in things, you kind of look, well, what did we do? Well, we grabbed 24, 25-year-old guys that were very impactful, that are leaders in their old locker rooms, and brought them in. I would be surprised if he just stands pat with what he's got.
I also like, though, that he added the caveat, Tausch. I'm not going to just sign guys. You never know what's out there, who's available, and at what price.
Well, and the big thing, I think, for him, and one of his staples is he doesn't like old players. You're not going to be seeing him sign some 31, 32-year-old. It's going to be in that in prime of your career and going to come in immediately and make the impact that Xavier McKinney and that Josh Jacobs did, or he will continue to go young and just try to find that young player that can really make a spark.
Thanks, my friend. Talk next week.
You're back, guys. See ya.
Superstar, be a believer.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal. 5 contractors submit bids for the Microsoft AI Co-Innovation Lab that will be housed at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. The lab was part of Microsoft's $3.3 billion investment into Southeast Wisconsin that was announced in May of 2024. Milwaukee developer Mandel Group halts plans on a $64 million project that would have added 196 apartments at the Milwaukee County Research Park. The action came after its deal to buy the site from Ergen's partner LLC fell through. Froedtert ThedaCare Health names a new president for its South region, which includes legacy Froedtert Health hospitals in Southeast Wisconsin. Dr. Bryce Gartland will serve as the health system South Region president effective February 3rd. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
This report sponsored by the Fireside Theater, the ultimate Elvis tribute musical.
Push 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now. Go, cat, go.
Elvis is back in the building at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, and you've never seen anything like it.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Back in the Building features a rotating cast of the finest award-winning Elvis tribute artists and Anne Margaret, all backed by an incredible live band and ensemble. Experience the eras of Elvis in this legendary feel-good show. From the 50s to the movies, the 60s comeback to the rockin' 70s. It's all here.
Oh, see, right.
Every ticket to the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Elvis back in the building, live on stage, January 9th through February 23rd. Only at the Fireside Theater.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:01. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Friday, January 17th. Our top story. A ceasefire appears ready to move forward.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The frigid air looms.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and that frigid air is causing some problems on the road. The road surfaces are pretty slippery. We had earlier accidents on the bypass heading northbound. Those have finally been cleared, but we do still have the big delays coming through the hail in all directions off of the Rock Freeway and off of westbound 894. Northbound 4394, we've got some backups right around the Plainfield curve up towards the KK River. A crash on the Holt Avenue on-ramp, and that is being hooked up to a tow truck as we speak. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
On our way to a high of 44 degrees today under partly cloudy skies. Tonight's low, though, dropping to 19. Right now we're at 28 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu this morning indicating that barring cabinet interference, the ceasefire agreement will go forward. It would bring dozens of hostages out of Gaza. ABC's Ian Pennell is in Tel Aviv.
Preparations are underway for the hostages' release, 33 in the first phase, starting with all women, children, elderly and the sick and injured. Among those set to be freed, 2 of the 7 Americans kidnapped and believed to still be alive. Sagi Dekelchen, a father of 3, and Keith Siegel, a North Carolina native taken along with his wife from their home. His wife was released in November 2023.
Now, there are members of Netanyahu's cabinet who oppose the agreement. However, polling shows Israelis want a ceasefire. They're looking for a permanent end to this 15 months of fighting.
A decision from the U.S. Supreme Court could come today for the future of TikTok. Company is lobbying intensely to save itself. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
The divestiture law passed with bipartisan majorities in Congress last year, but there are now bipartisan calls to give TikTok more time to find a non-Chinese buyer. The Biden administration tells ABC News it has no intention of going into court on Sunday or Monday to enforce a ban, and there's much speculation that President-elect Trump might direct his Justice Department to at least delay enforcement so he can try to work out some sort of a solution. But the law says a one-time 90-day extension can only be granted if there's a sale already in the works.
Happening now, confirmation hearing for President-elect Trump's nominee to lead the Department of Homeland Security. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is set to get underway this morning. ABC's Rachel Scott is on Capitol Hill.
If confirmed, as DHS Secretary, Noem would oversee FEMA, the Secret Service, and the Coast Guard. But her key focus, of course, will be President-elect Donald Trump's top campaign priority, and that is immigration, overseeing ICE and Border Patrol. She will help implement the President-elect's signature campaign promise of mass deportations. And today she will be pressed on her experience on those issues, but also her own scandals and controversies.
Now, Noem has been endorsed by the Border Patrol Union. Many of her critics think she lacks experience to do the job, and we'll hear from them. In fact, the hearing just getting underway now. You have Senator Rand Paul, who's the chairman of the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, kicking things off in Washington.
A growing tribute to Mr. Baseball outside American Family Field, where people have brought jerseys, cards, beer to honor Bob Uecker, who passed away on Thursday. Now, Brewers owner Mark Attanasio says the team is now in the early stages of planning a big celebration for you.
We're going to do something at the stadium this summer, which, Bob Jr. has okayed us to do a big celebration for Bob. We have other ideas that, we would think about doing something like the Seal Experience with things that we've put together for Bob.
Mr. Baseball, not, of course, just beloved by Brewers fans, but those who shared a broadcast booth with or adjacent to him.
Bob was bigger than life in so many ways.
Len Casper cut his teeth with the Brewers TV broadcast team in the late 1990s and early 2000s. He says while not working directly with Bob, he benefited from being near Bob.
The two big things were have fun when you're doing local MLB broadcasts, and sometimes not talking is the best choice.
Telling ESPN Milwaukee, he credits some of his success both with the Chicago Cubs and White Sox with spending time with one of the best to ever do it. Mike Spalding, WTMJ News.
Firefighters in Los Angeles County finally getting a break from the high fire danger conditions there, the wind subsiding a bit. Federal and state teams now working to address the critical housing crisis the city faces. The governor of California, Gavin Newsom, is issuing an executive order expediting the construction of temporary housing.
Coming up, thwarting another possible U.S. terror attack. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:06.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the
You
show.
like brunch?
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
No Corona! All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contract.
What a blast that was!
This is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. I'm reaching out with a message that's close to my heart. Devastating fires have ravaged the Los Angeles area, leaving families displaced, homes destroyed, and the community in need of help. Right now, you have the power to make a real difference. Your donation, big or small, can provide food, shelter, supplies, and much-needed support for those affected by the fires. If you are able to, please help those affected by the California wildfires and donate at www.lafoodbank.org/fire.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:07.
Nation's attention has been focused on the Texas man who carried out a deadly truck attack ramming in New Orleans. A North Carolina man may have been plotting terrorist activities of his own. ABC's Jim Ryan reporting the 29-year-old is in federal custody.
Alexander Justin White was known in online chat rooms as Suleiman Al-Amriki. A federal complaint alleges that not only did he try to make contact with terrorists,
Mr. White made or attempted to make some financial transactions in support of ISIS camps.
Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael Easley says White thought he was talking online with ISIS members. They were actually FBI agents who arrested him as he attempted to board a flight from Raleigh-Durham to Morocco. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Work is underway to reduce health professional shortages in Milwaukee.
Some programs require medical students to uphold a promise that they'll work in an underserved area after graduation. One scholarship program at the Medical College of Wisconsin is taking a different approach.
Students who graduate from medical school are more likely to practice in an underserved area if they are from that underserved area.
Co-director of the Health Equity Scholars Program, Dr. Cassie Ferguson, tells WTMJ these medical students live and learn in the city they'll practice in.
They know the best places to grocery shop, where there's fresh food, things like yoga studios that they can point their patients to.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Hollywood mourning the loss of a groundbreaking director in television and film.
David Lynch has passed away. Whether it was Twin Peaks or Mulholland Drive or Blue Velvet, there's a good chance you've encountered at least one David Lynch project in your life. Lynch got his start in filmmaking with 1977's Eraserhead, followed up by the award-winning The Elephant Man. In a statement, his family says there's a big hole in the world now that he's no longer with us, but as he would say, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Lynch announced last year that he had emphysema after a lifetime of smoking and would not be able to direct anymore. He was 78 years old.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit fredert.com/cancer.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
At 8:11, we're starting to get things moving here, Deb.
Yeah, things are starting to get a little bit better. We do have northbound 894 still a bit slow. We do have a broken down vehicle at Beloit Road off on the right shoulder, but things are starting to work themselves out. Still a little bit slow east and westbound, or actually westbound on 894, and then a little bit northbound on the Rock Freeway. Westbound 94, your usual backups from about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, we got delays from Hawley Road all the way to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
You don't like this one, you don't like sliced bread. That's what I say. What a game.
You know, some of the clips you've been playing today as we've honored Bob Uecker.
You like brats?
And his more than half century in the broadcast booth. Like, they're indistinguishable from Major League. Like, which ones were the movie made up, and which ones were Ueck for real?
Right. I've made it an effort today to only do
only play real.
Yeah, only play the real one.
Did some angels this morning out in the snow to celebrate?
Yeah.
We will, coming up on the end of the hour, where we're with you this morning, as we give way to Steve Scafidi, WTMJ Political Power Hour at 9. We're going to do Ueck right with a longer tribute coming up at the top, or just before the top of this next
right around
hour.
Pancake Breakfast and Beyond.
Yeah.
A little something there. All right.
Oh, baby!
That sounds good. Sound like a good plan? I was looking for, like, it doesn't? We can do whatever we want. We got 45 minutes
I think we're
or
good.
so.
I think we're good.
I do want to do this because today's high of 44 degrees. We're going to start the slide already into the weekend in terms of our high temperatures, with Sunday's high just 6, and it gets colder after that. We bring in WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen. Craig, you were the first one to actually put this on my radar. All I could see in the short-term forecast was, wow, 40s on Friday. And I think I got that text from you earlier in the week that's like, hey, just so you know.
Right. There will be a big crash, right?
So we start the slide Saturday. I've got a high of 24 on Saturday, but it looks like already Saturday afternoon is when we start to slide.
Yeah, 24 is maybe before most of us get up tomorrow morning, to be honest. The high temperature is going to happen really early in the day, and then the temperature is going to fall after that. So we'll fall into the teens very quickly tomorrow morning, and that'll be the start of the start of this cold spell. And then single-digit highs Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, just barely above zero, those single digits. Not like approaching 10, but just barely above zero Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The wind chill, of course.
Yes, back to back to back.
How about that, folks?
And on those days, you and I have talked about this because I play golf, and back when we worked together more closely, I would often bother you for an individual, very personal forecast. If I were in Southwest Waukesha County, say at 2:00, but we would talk about, temperatures, and you would always say, like, that's the high, man. It's not that all day. So some of these here, yes, high of 6, but a lot of, like, Sunday or Monday, we're not at 6.
No, we're either below zero or just barely above it. And the wind chill is going to, listen to this, is going to go below zero on Saturday afternoon or evening, and then stay below zero. The wind chill is all the way through Wednesday afternoon. So we're looking at about a 90-hour stretch here of below zero wind chills, the coldest of which will come Monday morning, when it'll be around 25 below, and then maybe even a tad colder than that on Tuesday morning, when it'll be 25 to 30 below.
You like brats?
Well, so I guess the question I would have is, are we close to the potential? Obviously, Monday is MLK Day, Craig, but Tuesday, a lot of the schools will be back in session. Are we close to where we're going to have to consider maybe possible children schedules Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, every school's a little bit different, and I know a lot of them tend to target around 35 below on the wind chill with regard to, making any moves. I don't know that we're going to be quite that cold, but we'll be getting awful close. So I guess it'll be borderline, but I wouldn't send up I wouldn't issue a major alert right now that there's going to be widespread closings, but it's something that the administrators, I'm sure, are, starting to think about already today.
Talking with WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen this morning. The hard part about that, too, Craig, is, especially when you talk about being right on that threshold of 30, 35, do we, don't we close school? When you're looking at multiple days, you can see parents get frustrated. All right, if you close this day and it was 30 below wind chill, why didn't you close this day?
Right.
You can't close for half a week here.
Yeah, it's hard to satisfy everybody with this, with the decisions to be open or closed, whether it's cold or amounts of snow on the ground and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's a tough thing for everybody, the school administrators, the parents, and so forth. So yeah, I've always had a lot of felt a lot of empathy for them in making those decisions.
Put away the snow plow and come on out.
Speaking of which, man, can we get some snow or no?
There's no snow in the forecast, at least for another week. Maybe at least nothing more than a couple flurries here or there for at least another week. Maybe next weekend there is a somewhat elevated chance of some snow, but that's a long ways off, and the early outlook isn't point to anything notable. So yeah, no, I think we're going to continue with this somewhat snow drought kind of winter that we've had, at least for the short term.
Because this does nothing for anybody, right? If you're a winter sports enthusiast and you love being out there, you need a little bit of snow here. Right?
Yeah, my 13-year-old, yesterday was the first day she really started to complain to me, Craig. She's like, "What? Are we getting snow? We'd really like some snow, please."
Yeah. Well, there's still plenty of time, right? We're just now, really next week, moving into what you consider the middle of winter. Next week, the third week of January or so, that's when our normal temperatures bottom out. So after we get through next week, the normal high and low temperature each day start to creep very, very slowly upward. So we've still got a whole half of winter to go. So there's a lot of time for either a lot more cold or still a lot of snow.
Appreciate you putting this on our radar so early, so to speak, pun intended. Craig Copleen, WTMJ meteorologist, with us this morning. Thanks, my friend.
Craig, before we let you go, lifelong Brewers fan you are. This has got to be a tough day when you heard the news yesterday.
Yeah, I am. I'm still kind of sick to my stomach about it. I mean, so sad. I'm trying to remember all the joy, he brought all of us and the long, full life he lived, but can't quite get over being sad. I was one of the kids back in the mid-'70s when I learned what Brewers and baseball was about, that went to bed with a little staticky transistor radio next to me on my pillow back in the mid-'70s, listening to him and call the games. And it's a shot for all of us, and it's going to take more than just a couple of days, I think, for most of us to get over it. And then we'll have to get over it right when opening day rolls around.
Exactly. Right. Anxious to see what the Brewers do in terms of tribute to not just the big thing that we all expect at American Family Field this summer, the lasting tributes, but also, each day, every day, like you suggest, Craig, it's got to be something that reminds you on the broadcast of you.
Well, and speaking of each day, every day, that's the constancy of him being there, of his voice being there for 7 months a year, 3 hours a day-ish, every day for 50 whatever years. He was there. You turn on the radio, you check in with a friend, whether you knew who the Brewers were playing or not, you turned on, you heard that voice like a family member. Maybe you heard his voice more often than you heard some of your family members' voices.
WTMJ meteorologist and Brewers fan extraordinaire, Craig Copleen, with us this morning. I'm sure we'll be talking next week. Thanks, my friend.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
You sweat, but you don't even know it. You walk around, you take a good 2-3 hour walk, and back to the team hotel, and your clothes are gone.
I can't even remember what that one was about, Deb.
I know. There's just so many. I hope somebody puts an album out of all of this, all of the stories that he's got. That would be
Husingers
so cool.
and baseball, 140 years.
in the sausage business. That's a long time to be making sausage.
Remember the
Isn't it,
hardware?
folks? 140 years. I wear brat skins for gloves during the off season.
I have no response to that. All right.
Why don't you just tell us about the traffic?
All right, westbound 94, a bit heavy from 27th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side is slowing down coming out of the stadium interchange to 35th Street. Otherwise, our delays are pretty much gone, but that does not mean that things are great, because we've got slippery conditions pretty much all over the place. You do want to be careful. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver.
No doubt about that, baby.
Matt.
Used to call me on my cell phone.
I'm afraid this hotline bling is out of minutes. The Raptors travel nonstop to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks.
But Giannis with a handful of steam goes splitting a pair of defenders. He knifes his way to the cup and lays it in with a foul.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30.
Quarter drive inside. Lillard scores with a foul again.
We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
It's Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, where the team is growing. Dr. Austin's on board now, and like so many of the docs at Connect Chiro, he was inspired by his own experiences receiving chiropractic care to pursue the profession himself. So when he was a kid, Dr. Austin was telling me he literally had growing pains, kind of a taller guy, and his body was a mess when he hit one of those big growth spurts. So it was chiropractic care that helped him feel better. So now, inspired by the treatment that he believes in so strongly, Dr. Austin is bringing relief and better health to folks right here, including me. I've been a patient for going on 2 years now. Docs use a special tool to make all the adjustments. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Just experts who know and understand your pain. Get you on the road to better health. In Delafield and Wauwatosa, get started now at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
As winter takes a deep freeze, it's not too late for you to get hot, hot, hot. Fox World Travel has your ticket to paradise with deals you won't find anywhere else. Save on last-minute all-inclusive vacations with Apple Vacations, or get up to 67% off public cruise rates with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises. Is Europe on your mind? Ask about Fox Group Vacations. Book now and save only at Fox World Travel. Book online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code RADIO.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. Put it simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle, so I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Oh, yeah. All right. A pitch from Williams. It's a fastball outside. Good. Enjoy bratwurst, knockwurst, schnitzel, all Braten. They've got a ball.
See again.
All from using it.
I'm not sure what that last sausage was.
Old Braten?
Something Braten.
Roll Braten. I think
Huh?
it was. Roll Braten.
Oh, roll Braten?
I
Is
think
that an
so.
actual thing?
Roll Braten.
Outside. Good. Enjoy bratwurst, knockwurst, schnitzel, all Braten. They've got a ball.
Not really the point of that, nonetheless. The happening today, the U.S.
Happening
Senate
right now.
Yes, continuing to review to fulfill its constitutional duty of advice and consent for President-elect Trump's nominees for various positions that do require Senate confirmation.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
As we speak, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, Trump's pick for Secretary of Homeland Security, is addressing the Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs that is happening on Capitol Hill in Washington. She is speaking now. Now, some of Trump's nominees are more controversial than others. Thus, some of these hearings are more contentious than others. Oftentimes, it feels like you hear more from bloviating lawmakers than you do from the nominee.
Right, yes. I think that is the case.
It's not the way to handle it, but was there a question in there, Senator? Could be a response almost every time.
And has been.
But I will share with you in a moment a nice Wisconsin moment.
Okay.
A Wisconsin nice moment from this week's hearings. That's coming up. First, though, let's do mean and nasty. Hearing from Pam Bondi, President-elect Trump's nominee for Attorney General. She is currently Attorney General in Florida. So she gets in a heated exchange here with Democrat from California, Senator Adam Schiff. This is over the 2020 election.
Can you tell him that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? Can you say that? Do you have the independence to say that? Do you have the gravitas, the stature, the intestinal fortitude to say, Donald Trump, you lost the 2020 election? Can you tell us that here today?
Senator, what I can tell you is I will never play politics. You're trying to engage me in a gotcha. I won't do it.
I'm just asking you a simple question.
Won't play
if you can
politics
speak truth
with any ongoing
to power.
investigation,
So let me ask you another.
like you did leaking your colleague Devin Nunes's memo.
If you
can, throws in a Nunes leaked memo jab there, accuses him of a gotcha question. He's accusing her of not being able to answer a simple question, and that's kind of how sometimes these things go. You can pick which side you agree with. Also this week, got a little personal with Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense, former Fox News host and combat veteran Pete Hegseth, questioned by Democrats over allegations of womanizing, sexual harassment, excessive drinking. Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat, Virginia.
Many of your work colleagues have said that you show up for work under the influence of alcohol or drunk. I know you've denied that.
Senator, those are all anonymous false claims, and the totality
they're not anonymous.
The letters on the record here.
They're not anonymous.
On the record,
We've seen.
Okay, back and forth over whether it's anonymous, whether it's not. Are you thinking?
Here we go.
So that exchange actually prompted an eyebrow-raising defense from Republican Senator Marquayne Mullen of Oklahoma.
The senator from Virginia starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have.
Hang on.
All right, so...
What, did we all miss something?
Who's hammered when they're voting?
Is this a thing? He seems to suggest it's not a guy.
I imagine Teddy probably did it back in the day, right?
Yes. So, right, never mind Republican, Democrat, left, right, whatever. This is a thing, apparently, showing up hammered to vote. Now, he seemed to suggest, like, if you were called back and there's a vote at night.
Right, that's when that would happen.
So maybe you thought you were on your free time. But you're not a senator.
I love using that as a defense, though, for the new head of the defense secretary.
Hey, y'all are drunk, too.
All right.
So it wasn't all nasty, I promise this. And in fact, some of the friendlier moments in these confirmation hearings from the week, I mean, leave it to Wisconsin. We've got our Wisconsin guy, former Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy. He's up for Secretary of Transportation. He's a Republican, and he's before the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation. Member of said committee is Senator from Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin, Democrat.
It is my pleasure to introduce Sean Duffy as we consider his nomination to serve as the next Secretary of Transportation.
It is? It's your pleasure?
Really?
Really, yes. Democrat introducing Republican nominee for a job in the Trump administration. Praised his work with her to get that bridge built between Superior and Duluth. In fact, President Biden was in Wisconsin to talk about that. Didn't he go to a microbrewery that was at the bottom of the bridge somewhere?
That sounds right, yeah.
And said, like, she and Duffy and Republicans and Democrats from Wisconsin were, like, begging for this for 2 decades.
This type of bipartisan work for the American people is what I expect to see from Sean, should he be confirmed. Our efforts show that when we work together, we get important things done. And we haven't always agreed, and I'm sure that will continue to be true.
Yeah, we're not going to agree on everything, but this guy's qualified for the job, Senator Baldwin suggesting to her colleagues. Duffy, the nominee, equally cordial to his Democratic colleague. Yes. They were talking about Buy America rules that favor American contractors and suppliers for infrastructure work, like transportation.
I appreciate you and your work for Buy America. It's an issue that I share with you, and I think you've been a leader in the Congress on this issue, and I commend you for that. It matters for Wisconsin, but also matters for the country as a whole.
And then they started dancing.
Right, after you. No, after you. I insist. Was this hearing in a different country than the other two? Democrat and Republican finding common ground, making nice, and offering a fine example of bipartisanship in a place where it is tough to come by. 8:31 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
You ran out of time. Vince Vitrano here for Shopko Optical. You ran out of time to take advantage of those vision benefits and FSA dollars before the end of the year. No worries. New Year's resolution. Actually start using your vision benefits for exams, for lenses and frames. Do it all in one place. It's Shopko Optical. I didn't even know, because I've been pretty much 20/20 my whole life until recently, that my insurance would cover so much of the cost, including frames and lenses. And when you buy one pair of glasses at Shopko Optical, the next pair is half off. So that's what I did. Wasn't ready for bifocals just yet, but I did want another pair for nighttime driving. So we're set now, and great folks there. Dozens of locations in southeast Wisconsin, and a name you know and trust. Call Shopko Optical or get started online at shopko.com to schedule an appointment.
By now you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
8:34, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, January 17th, our top story, the warmth won't last.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Inauguration preps are underway.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and another problem. Northbound 4394, right about at 9th and Mineral. The left lane is blocked with a crash there, and delays are stretching back to the KK River crossing. So give yourself tons of time to get through that situation. The rest of the system is looking okay as far as delays are concerned, not as far as conditions. We are still seeing some slippery conditions out there, especially along the lake and out into Waukesha County. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast on your way to a high of 44 degrees, but it's going to get stupid cold in the coming days. Could be the coldest air of the season. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen telling us wind chills start dropping below zero already Saturday afternoon.
We're looking at about a 90-hour stretch here of below zero wind chills, the coldest of which will come Monday morning, when it'll be around 25 below, and then maybe even a tad colder than that on Tuesday morning when it'll be 25 to 30 below.
Air temperatures will struggle to get into the single digits.
Honoring Mr. Baseball as the tributes continue to grow outside American Family Field at Bob Uecker's statue, this following his death on Thursday. The man who shared the broadcast room with Ueck took us behind the scenes after their final game in October.
Never really wanted to say goodbye as he was signing off. He didn't know whether it was going to be for the last time ever.
That's Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering, who worked with Bob Uecker for a decade, 9 of those as his radio partner. He said the hardest part of Uecker's last time on air.
And the commercial break right before I was on the postgame show is when he walked out of the booth for the last time. And you just sit there and you go, is this the last time he's ever going to be in this booth? And the answer was yes.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Coming up before we get out of here in the next 15 minutes or so, we'll do Ueck right. A celebration of Uecker on the radio.
Inaugural festivities kicking off in Washington with a big rally Sunday to fire up Trump supporters. ABC's Mary Bruce.
Trump's major guests include tech billionaires Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. The CEOs of Apple, TikTok, and Google also in attendance. And while Trump had invited Chinese President Xi to attend, the Chinese vice president, we now know, is coming instead. That is a first. Another milestone here. This is now expected to be the coldest inauguration in 40 years. Temperatures expected in the teens. Washington getting ready to bundle up.
There's growing concern about the wildfires in Southern California and their impact on the education system there. ABC's Kana Whitworth is in the fire zone with new numbers from the Department of Education.
At least 50 schools have been impacted, 10 of them damaged or destroyed. And what that really translates into here is nearly 30,000 students and their families that are affected by all of this. So right now, educators are scrambling to find new facilities while some families grapple with the thought of perhaps changing a district entirely.
27 are confirmed dead. At least 18 others are missing at the moment in SoCal. If you're able and would like to help, you can do so. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN. So redcross.org/ESPN, and you can help the Red Cross respond and help those recover.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The opening bell minutes ago, and the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all on the rise. Dow up nearly 280 points to 43,448. S&P 500 at 5986. That's up nearly 50 points. And the NASDAQ up about 260 points to 19,601. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric, bestelect.com.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to annexwealth.com.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WisCaregiver.com gets you started. Choose between 2 great options. Become a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. Training is free, plus earn a $500 bonus. It's easy to start your new career. Learn more at WisCaregiver.com.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
people had a spokesperson named Chiquita.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember that little song, Chiquita Banana, and I'm come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way. And
how long did
let's see, how does that go? Chiquita Banana.
All right, then we
and I come to say
can't
bananas
give the
have
whole
to
thing.
ripen
We
in a
got more
certain way.
coming up just before 9
and have a
o'clock.
golden
Vince, he's
hue.
talking about bananas. I have to let this go.
Well, you can put them in a salad. You can put them in.
I think you're going to have to go, Deb.
Okay, alrighty. We do have delays northbound on 4394. We do have an issue. It's a crash blocking the left lane right as you're getting onto the high-rise bridge. So delays stretching pretty much all the way back to Holt Avenue. Actually, before that. So just be extra careful. It's going to be a slow ride. There are still some slick spots around the area, but overall the volume has died off a bit, and the delays are doing a little bit better. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
It's impossible to beat them. For bananas like the climate of the very, very tropical equator.
How long does he go on it?
So you should never put bananas in the refrigerator.
I know the answer. High of 44 degrees today in your Storm Team forecast. Low down to 19 tonight. We start sliding on Saturday afternoon. Saturday's high 24 degrees, but that's in the morning. Teens in the afternoon, and wind chills start to get super cold. Sunday's high 6, Monday 4, Tuesday 5, both days with wind chills dipping to 30 below zero. Mentioning this as well, yeah, the clock is ticking on TikTok, but we expect perhaps at the top of the hour, one opinion or more from the U.S. Supreme Court. And folks are connecting the dots because the High Court usually doesn't release opinions on short notice on a Friday. So folks have been speculating that it's going to have to do with the petition to stop the impending ban on TikTok. Don't know for sure, but it could happen right at the top of the hour where we'll know what that Supreme Court opinion issued is about and whether or not that saves the day for TikTok. We'll keep an eye on that. It's 8:42 on Wisconsin's Morning
We've got
News.
a lot coming up. We've got a very special, as always, pancake breakfast, and we will honor the one and only Mr. Baseball.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News. You always say it wrong. You say it's a special pancake breakfast.
Well, what is it?
It's the pancake breakfast special.
Oh.
You see, Greg Pancake Hill produces the program.
I think they're special, though.
Well, I guess let's find out. Pancake, why don't you just give us the breakfast special?
What about breakfast?
You've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
What is my purpose?
Pass the butter. Thank you.
What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, welcome to the club, pal.
I don't even know what that is, but it's very funny.
Have you, Rick and Morty, shout out, have you ever noticed that we suck at the future? We're not good at it. Few weeks into 2025, there's really no juice on any technology side yet. Every movie ever had flying cars by now. Blade Runner said we'd have flying cars in 2019. Brr, late on that. Hell, in A Space Odyssey, he went open the pod bay door. That was back in 2001.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Meanwhile, if I say the S-I-R-I word, everyone's phone starts going off.
Sorry, I didn't quite
get that. Yeah, okay, stop. So thankfully, we know the future is within reach because every year we have what? The Consumer Electronics Show. Yes, the CES, which wrapped up in Las Vegas last week. Some pretty cool stuff came out of it. New television screens, sharper images, kind of things like that. But what fun is that? What would this segment be by complementing things? No. It might be 2025, but we have a brand on the Pancake Breakfast special or not. With every good product, there are plenty of bad ones. Let's look at the worst products of CES 2024. We begin with the beer company's Salt Spoon. Goodbye, Salt Shaker. Hello to the Salt Spoon. Imagine living in a primitive age where you would rather be salting your entire dish at once. We can now live in an age where you salt your food one bite at a time.
No.
Japanese beer company Kirin has created the Salt Spoon, which uses an electric shock that is, that makes each bite taste saltier by activating your taste buds. What's great is every example that was used for this spoon are people eating soup, which is already spiced or salty, I should say. Miso soup at that. As if miso soup needs more salt. Here's the best part. The Salt Spoon, is available for purchase right now for $100. You can also dehydrate yourself 1 scoop of soup at a time. Moving on. Next up, the Who Asked for This category. I got 2 in this one. AI-powered washing machine and refrigerator. Let's start with the washing machine. Samsung's bespoke IA washing machine, built-in Wi-Fi capabilities, and other customizable features such as the color of the screen. Everybody, the color of the screen. And it can also send texts. And that's it. It's a washing machine.
Your washing machine can send
text messages. Yep. How about the AI Home Inside 2.0 refrigerator with ThinkQ? The AI capable refrigerator also comes with Wi-Fi capabilities and a customizable screen. Everybody, customizable screen. And that's about it. Otherwise, it's an expensive, hard to repair refrigerator. All right, rapid fire. Real quick, Samsung releasing a 6-inch TV screen. Why? The AI meat toaster that can fry your ribeye in less than 2 minutes. Nope, not risking that. And of course, the furry attachment that you can put on your purse or backpack, then when people walk by it, it looks at them, tracks them, but then gets shy and buries its head when someone gets too close.
As soon as I saw that fur ball walking in the lobby, I knew I was going to have a bad day today.
So those are the best of the worst products offered at CES 2025. The Salt Spoons AI washing machines that can text people, just proving that again, man, we really suck at the future.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Joining us now on the phone line is the governor of the great state of Wisconsin, Tony Evers.
On the Political Power Hour.
You signed an executive order this morning creating a Wisconsin Office of Violence Prevention. Walk us through that.
We'll be working with all sorts of people across the state. It's an opportunity to bring people together on these important issues. People are tired of the violence. They're tired of gun violence in particular. We just can't stand for that anymore.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Hey, 849, we did not forget, coming up in just 2 minutes, we honor Mr. Baseball.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. First, got some really super cold days ahead. A lot of gray, frigid days on the horizon. Struggling to get into the single digits. You're going to want to be warm and cozy inside your home. And you can do that thanks to Pella's gorgeous, energy-efficient windows, keeping that cold out. You want your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. You give up nothing by going with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years with Pella. Certain restrictions do apply, so you want to visit PellaWI.com for the particulars. You have until January 31st to score this Pella New Year's special. And don't forget, new show here on WTMJ, hosted by Gina Della. It's called What's the Difference? They're going to be talking about windows, yes, but also business in general and being a boss in more ways than one. Starts February 1st. You can tune in each Saturday, 6:30 a.m. or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Listen tomorrow morning on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. 44 degrees, your high today, 24 on Saturday, high of just 6 degrees on Sunday.
Got to give a couple of minutes just to the man himself, Mr. Baseball. We've played some of the fun, some of the hilarious bites, the calls and all that from our guy Bob Uecker. Well, here's some of the best of Mr. Baseball.
The arm is back. Here he comes. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Goodbye, Detroit. Hello, New York. Hi, rolling fingers. What a job he is being mobbed by his teammates. He's done it. 3,000 for Robin. 39 strike for Molitor. 12 in a row on a 2-run blast by Swaim to win it. Oh, my goodness. Holy cow. Do you believe it? A swing and a drive to center. Robin chasing. Long run. He's got it with a diving catch. And Nieves has made history here in Baltimore. And the Brewers have won. They are going to the playoffs. Banners are streaming down from the upper reaches of Miller Park. Oh, what a shot by Fielder. Look out, here he comes. They're waiting at home plate for him. He took a running jump on the whole pile. He could have taken everybody down with him, and he almost did. He's ready and delivers. Morgan, a smash up the middle. Base hit to center. Here comes Gomez. Around third. A throw, and the Brewers win. The Brewers are moving on. The pitch. Swinging, fly to left. This should do it. Yelich is there. It's over. And the Brewers are Central Division champions. Ryan Braun sends it to left center and deep. Get up. Get out of here. Gone for Ryan Braun. He just hit a walk-off out of here. Here it is. Yelich knocks one to the gap in right center. This could be the one. He's going to be held to a double. He's trying for 3. He's going to do it. Get down. He's in there. Wow. They're on their feet here. So are we. 5-4 Brewers in the ninth. 1-0. Swinging fly ball right center on the warning track at the wall. Leaping and caught by Lorenzo Cain. And this one is over. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. He just hit a walk-off out of here. That didn't take long at all. Get up. Get up. Get out of here and gone. Get up. Get up in that upper deck. Get out of here and gone. How do you top this one? Holy cow. Do you believe it? It is a very sad time for me, for I have been here as a fan, as a player, and for the last 30 years as a broadcaster. But tonight is the final curtain. It's time to say goodbye. We will never forget you for what was, will always be. So long, old friend, and good night, everybody.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number